and welcome out to this week's episode of Gamers
I
Council.
love that.
Oh man, I'm one of your hosts, WEBDAVE, along with my co-host Rhetri. What's up, Rhetri?
What's going on, Dave? I'm easy to please. That little sound effect, the little lightsaber sound, just pleases me every time I hear it. I don't know. I'm a simple man.
That's all
But
right.
yeah, happy to be here, man.
Cool. Who's our main guest tonight?
We got PTK BLAM. It's been a long time coming. Actually, I've been on his podcast several times. I started to feel bad. I'm like, we got to get this guy on here. I love this dude. He's like a positive guy in the community. He's a lot of fun. He's super chill. But thank you for coming out, PTK BLAM. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Shout out to you guys here and everybody in chat, everybody at Gamers Reach, Dave, Rhetri. I'm glad to be here. Happy Father's Day to you two gentlemen, first and foremost.
Thank
Not
you.
sure
Thanks.
both of you have children.
I'm a dog dad, but I count it.
It counts.
I got my wife got me a card today. I was like, you didn't have to do that. Feels weird, but thank you. I appreciate that.
It's all good. That's a keeper. She appreciates you.
Yeah,
that's all that
cool
means.
as shit.
She appreciates you. Yeah, but shout out to all the fathers in chat and everybody down there as well too. But I'm happy, man. I'm excited. Gonna have a good show today. I can't be here for too long because of the Father's Day thing, but we're gonna rock out, man. I'm excited. And thank you, Dave, for inviting me on as well too, brother.
Oh man, it's awesome to have you. I've also been on your show and loved it, enjoyed it very much. So yeah, quite the privilege. Do want to? People are probably going, I thought you had more guests. Well, we do have. We have Post Up, which he'll be on his way soon. He actually had to run an errand, and then he'll be here shortly. Real life happens, man. That's just the way things are. But with that said, unfortunately, Doomcutie messaged me about a minute before showtime and said that she has an emergency when she got up this morning, and so she has to go deal with that because for her it's 7 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
And I told
Hopefully
her
everything works out, Doom.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hope everything's all right.
Exactly.
Sure.
So we'll follow up on that and try and give everybody an update, and then we'll talk about her show, which is the reason she was going to be on her day. That's her new podcast. We'll let everybody know about that in a little bit as well. Rhetri, I'm going to turn it over to you to start things off, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I guess we'll start with you, PTK, because you're the only one here, so we don't have a choice. But I like to start off by asking people, what games have you been playing? I already know that. I already know the answer. I already know your answer, but also I also like to know if there's any cool new geek culture stuff that you've been watching, any television shows, anime, or movies, or anything like that as well. Because we don't just talk about just games here, or at least I like to talk about other stuff as well once in a while. So if you got tell us, what games you've been playing or anything else that's going on in your life that you might want to mention that you're enjoying at the time.
Well, as you just stated, to no one's surprise in chat, I've been playing a shit ton of Diablo. That's it. That's it. Diablo 4. That's all. Nothing else. I don't even sit on my home screen for too long. So I just straight Diablo. That's all I've been playing since the game came out. I've got 5.5 days already, like over 100 hours in the game already.
Wow.
So, yeah,
you got it early though, right? Like you got it. You were with everybody else. Yeah.
I was part of the early access, so you got to tack on the extra 4 days there. But still, I'm addicted, bro. It has its hooks in me. Like it hasn't been a game that felt like this since probably the first Destiny. That I was just stuck playing and I couldn't get off the game. So yeah, and that's all I've been playing. But as far as like geek culture stuff, nothing too crazy. I'm a big anime fan. I don't know if you guys in chat know that. Maybe people in chat know that. You notice the logo of the Shop Podcast is My Hero Academia inspired. That's how the actual Shop Podcast logo looks. But all I've been keeping up with really is just One Piece. I'm a big One Piece fan. Just reading the manga and the anime show every week. So yeah, that's about it. I ain't really been doing a whole lot but playing Diablo, man.
It's taking up all your time. I mean, if you're at 5 days already, PTK, yeah, dude, like that's got their hooks in you. It's gotcha.
And there's some hardcore people on my friend list, and I'm still in the top like 7 or 8, which is crazy for me because there's some real hardcore Diablo players on there.
Yeah, because you're playing like I know. I played with you in Umbra not too long ago. So you guys were way ahead of me. I was like, oh man, like I'm sitting here with my like 20-something character, and you guys are in your 40s or whatever at the time when we're playing.
70 today, so we'll see.
Oh, yeah. Jesus. Yeah, I got a bunch of gear that I just have to play. I need to level up because I keep playing. Everyone is ahead of me, so I keep playing with everyone that's like way ahead of me. So they're getting me all this gear that I don't deserve.
Solo, man. And gotta play solo for a little while.
I did last night a little bit. I'm like, I gotta catch up. Like it's so hard for me to I need to be able to use these items.
That you're never gonna catch up. So you
I'm not. No, there's no chance. There's no chance. I'm always gonna be behind everybody else.
Yeah,
but I guess that's good because you guys like you know you and Umbra and the community, you guys can just hard carry me and just give me all the cool items and I'll just sit there and watch. I literally had to I was in a dungeon with some of my buddies the other day and they literally told me they were so far ahead of me. They're like, you should just like stay at the beginning of the dungeon.
That's no fun.
I'm like, why? Like, right, exactly. I'm like, and I'm just watching them kill everyone like they're gods and I'm sitting over here twiddling my thumbs, like just
yeah.
Dude,
that's it.
I felt like a whore. I'm just sitting there picking up money and items. I'm not doing a damn thing.
Doing anything. That's no fun. I'll jump out of games like that just to go play by myself because I didn't pay 80, 90, $100 for this game just to walk around and pick up stuff after people that are way more powerful than me. So no, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Galveston. Thank you, Variable. You guys helped me out. I got a bunch of stuff, but I got to play some solo so I can play catch up. But for me, yeah, it's the same thing. I've been playing Diablo nonstop. I really gotta pick up some other games too because I don't know. Diablo's just got its hooks in me, and it's hard to step away.
Yeah,
but I've been also into you know, my buddies Danny and Umbra helped me get into anime, so I've been watching a lot of Hunter x Hunter. Which
I saw that. Welcome.
New favorite.
You've been baptized in the glorious
waters. I have been
waters.
baptized. Yes, dude, I'm so addicted. But Hunter x Hunter is kind of my new favorite right now.
Yeah. One of the OGs,
I'm years behind everyone else, so I get to binge everything and just it's really cool. Like in that way.
You'll know when you get to that Chimera arc. So just let me know when you get to that portion. So that's when everything ramps up. But
I am in season 5 right now, so I'm in the ant section.
Oh, good.
So, yeah. So it's it got weird, but it's still I love it. And another show I just watched today, guys. If you don't know, Black Mirror just dropped on the Netflix. I watched the first episode, and it's fantastic. Black Mirror is obviously kind of like a 2023's version of the Twilight Zone. It's
like
been a hit show for
so
Netflix.
Far, I think.
Yeah, something like that. They're always short seasons, but damn, first episode rocked it right off the bat. Like first 20 minutes of it, you're like, it doesn't feel like Black Mirror, and then it flips the switch, dude, and it gets weird as it always does in Black Mirror. And damn, did they kill it? And it's a really funny episode too. So I highly suggest, go and check that out if that's something you're into. OCD, I'm level 0 waiting till after I play Starfield. Yeah, I hear you, OCD. I think a lot of people are a little scared to get into Diablo just based off of the amount of hours you got to put into it, which is why I'm trying to get as much Diablo done as I possibly can.
Well, I don't plan on stopping the play, like stopping Diablo just because Starfield comes out. Like
that's kind of what I'm thinking too. I'm wondering if I say that and you say that, PTK, but I don't know. I'm weak. I might not be able to do that.
No, I get it. I get into these, like, once I get into that loot grind and a game just sits with me like Diablo is, that's going to be my in-between, like when I don't feel like jumping on to play Starfield or whatever the case may be.
Kind of like a
that's
going to
be,
cleanser.
It's going to be always going back to Diablo, running, doing daily grinds and weeklies. That's kind of the kind of gamer that I am. I love Division. That's why I love Destiny, like all those kind of games. Like I love the task-oriented gameplay. Like I got dailies, I got weeklies, I got things I can do once a month, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Diablo is good to like just go back in with all the like the hell tides and the world bosses and stuff. So you can always go back in like at any time. It's always going to be there for you. That's for sure. But
guys, we'll do a little. Let's do a little maintenance. Let me do a little update real quick. Okay. First of all, there's the message there. Go ahead and read that one, and I'll explain.
Yeah, Luis, where's Doomcutie? That's a great question.
Yes,
Dave?
unfortunately, literally a minute before the show starts, she sent me a message saying that she had a family emergency that she had to take care of this morning, and we wish her well and blessings to her because she's an amazing person, amazing content provider, and I'm sure we will have her back on. And here in a little bit, we will talk.
100%, we will.
We'll talk about her show that's coming up. So again, I'm so sorry if you weren't tuned in for Doomcutie. Unfortunately, she is not going to be on tonight. With that said, Post Up was running late, and he had sent me a message saying he had to pick his wife up, and then he just replied back to me again saying, "Hey, Dave, we'll have to reschedule. Won't make it home in time. I do apologize."
Okay.
So that's okay.
It
happens, man.
It does.
Yeah.
We do
Real
have
life.
PTK BLAM for about another
Yes,
45 minutes.
Yes. Or else his wife is going to yell at us.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's Father's Day, so it's all good. Trust me, me and Rhetri we can talk some games.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about that. We'll be talking about that for sure. Another couple of quick things to get out of the way. Also want to big thank you to Boss Mod Lethal Papa, who's back tonight just hanging out with us, and we greatly appreciate him anytime he's in the chat modding for us and just hanging out, because he is an amazing person, keeps everybody safe, and that is no doubt. And also want to do a big shout out to everybody that's here tonight. We got Aussie Fan, we got Tool Man, Rhetri, you're better at these names than I am.
We're good. Hey, Tool Man, I gotta ask you a question, brother. I keep seeing you like subscribe to me, like unsubscribe to me, subscribe to me, unsubscribe to me. You gotta make up your mind, man. You're like confusing me. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you love me, hate me in the next minute, but I keep seeing you like pop back up. Tool Man has subscribed. What's going on over there?
Maybe going on? He loves to hate you.
He probably, a lot of people do. So listen, I'm not even.
You're awesome, dude.
Man.
Whatever.
It's all good. He keeps coming back, so I love him. What's up, Def Leopard, buddy? Someone I've played with a lot in the community as well. Talos is always here, man. Appreciate you. We got Ozzy, of course. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Takado, I'm probably saying that wrong. Fanto, I know Fanto, you were looking forward to Doomcutie being here. That is your favorite Aussie. It's everyone's favorite Aussie. I get it. I apologize, man. But life happens. So, and hey, Boss Mod Lethal Papa, awesome that you're here again, man. We appreciate everything that you do in this community, keeping the streets safe and us safe from the Hoove brothers as well. RSJ fan, what's up, girl? How you doing?
What's up, RSJ? Yeah, seen a lot of familiar people here too, man. I love that. Man.
That's the thing, you know.
Luis, everybody. Decado.
Yeah, General Spartan out here. What's going on, brother? All kinds of people. Big Mad Mo, what's going on, brother? Yeah, I'm going through the list. Tony Grasso,
you're doing great, man. You're doing
another
great.
Good one. Tony Grasso also part of our Discord as well. So a lot of these people are.
Now, two more things I want to mention real quick. We had a super chat last week that dropped on us literally as we were closing out. He hit so it's a $5 super chat. I'm actually going to put it in the chat so everybody can see it as well. But and then we'll add it to the screen here. But if you want to.
I'm so pissed that we missed this because it's I effing love some of these name, man. I don't know. Some of you guys are so creative with your names. Mendico McThickens. That show was nuts. So he's obviously talking about the showcase, which we will be obviously talking about tonight. The deep dive on Starfield was insane. Agreed. We talked about that last night on PTK's show for sure. I can't wait. The salt and tears have already begun. The crazy part is they too can play them. That was a $5 super chat. Super sorry, Mandigo McThinkins. We're kind of new to the super chat part of things. We definitely made a mistake and we missed that one. It was at the end of the show.
Now.
So we'll try to be better, man.
And it was all on me. I just didn't glance back up before I was wrapping it up. I should have taken one more quick look for super chats before I did it, but we were.
It happens, man.
So and we appreciate
it happens to the best of us. It happens to Boomic. It will definitely happen to us.
Yeah, and we oh my goodness, be heading off to Talos, I'm so sorry to hear that, man.
I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
Yeah. So but dude, you'll be in our thoughts and prayers, man. Okay.
Oh geez, sorry, Talos. I'm just reading what you guys are reading.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that, brother.
Okay, PTK, you were talking about One Piece, right? Did you see
the live action trailer?
Yeah.
What? Like it's real?
Yes, it's real. It was yesterday or Friday. I can't remember. I can't remember.
I missed
that. It was Netflix did their Tadum, which is like their big showcase for all of the new stuff coming out. And that was part of it. I saw it. So my biggest worry was how the hell do you do a live action One Piece, because the characters are so insanely, the powers and characters are so like out there. How do you make that look believable and not like, Sci-Fi Channel? You know what I mean? Like, because there's only two ways it's going to go. Either it's going to be Avatar level or it's going to be trash and nobody's going to watch it. there's no in-betweens for something like One Piece, as big as it is and as popular it is. People are going to give it some leeway, right? Like, I'm going to give it a little leeway until, like, you know, the first episode, we can see, like, everything full on. I actually don't mind the casting, the actors and actresses. I thought that would bother me a little bit more. Buggy looks a little crazy. Outside of that, I don't mind the castings. I think they did a pretty good job with the characters. I just need to see a full-on episode and see what it looks like in motion, you know?
I have not started One Piece yet, but I think it might be my next one, actually, after Hunter x Hunter. But I got a long list of animes that came from Umbra and Danny.
You know how long One Piece is, right? Just as a heads up. You're aware of how long.
It's a long, I don't know. It's been going on forever. It's a long one.
So they're on. So I read the manga every week. I'm on chapter 1087.
Holy crap!
So that's book. Yeah. So good luck. So all I'm saying is it's absolutely worth it. Like, I don't let that change your mind about reading it. It's just a number. Because you can literally, I've had people that I've interviewed.
I'm talking about the show. I don't even know if I have time to actually read it.
Well,
I'm talking about the show.
Yeah, the show. I think they're on 1068, episode 1068.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So it's pretty daunting, but don't let you'll binge it and you'll be like, oh shit, I'm 500 episodes in and I've only been watching for like 2 weeks.
Dude, that's what I've been doing. What I've been doing. Like, I've been binging. I've been watching almost nothing else. So yeah, I don't think it'll be too much of a problem. Besides the fact I won't, be seeing the sun and touching grass for a while, but we'll get there. Yeah.
Oh, too funny. So I have a new camera, by the way, and it's actually it's a new camera that I had kind of as a spare, and I'm really glad that I had it because I was doing an interview and the other one just would not focus anymore. I have no idea what's up with that one. So I put this one up the other day and had an interview. So if I look a little funny and it's it
looks good,
a little wobbly, that's because it's kind of on a temporary mount until I get things reset up again. So I apologize for that. But of course, when you hook up a new camera that has mics built into it, what's the first thing that happens? It defaults the mic to that.
Yep.
Yeah. So I did my whole interview, and it was off the webcam mic, so it sounds really great. So in 2 weeks, when that episode drops, I'd be like, "Oh, Dave sounds so professional." And of course, I mute because I mute to cough, and of course, it didn't mute that mic.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, so profestional. Oh, good times.
It happens, Dave. It happens to the best of us, man.
It does, man. So what's the first thing we want to talk about?
Here's the thing. I'm gonna switch it up because we got PTK and we don't have Post Up, who is going to be my guy for talking about specifically about the ABK deal and question mark, is it done? Yeah, so we were going to also talk about the showcases and the different shows and kind of the hierarchy of where we thought, like, PlayStation show versus Microsoft versus Summer Games Fest versus Ubisoft versus Capcom, all that jazz. And we could talk about the showcase, the Xbox showcase as well. So I think that's where I'm going to start, Dave, since we don't have Post Up here to talk about ABK stuff. Hopefully we can get them on soon. Hey, if we can get them on soon, maybe the ABK stuff will be almost done or done. That would be fantastic.
There you go.
Because I am so ready for that to be over so we can move on to the next acquisition. But yeah, so I'm going to start off. We'll just start talking about the Xbox showcase itself. Maybe PTK, you can give us, we'll kind of do a back and forth on this, Dave, since, shit has hit the fan. Maybe we'll go over, like, I like going off the cuff anyway, so it's all good. Maybe we'll talk about what were the highlights specifically for you, PTK. Okay. What did you want to see at the showcase? What was kind of your rating of the showcase? And we'll kind of do like a back and forth discussion and talk about the different games and whatnot. But what were your highlights essentially?
Well, first of all, the showcase was amazing. Let's get that out of the way, right? So let's just get that out of the way. It was their best showcase that they've ever done. I'm firm on that. I sat 3-4 days after the showcase, had to think about that because I said it the day of, but I didn't want it just to be a knee-jerk reaction because I was there. I actually attended.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's make sure everyone understands you were there.
Yeah, the energy is a bit different in the building that day, so that's how I knew it was special. Everybody walking around, all the execs, everybody walking around with their heads held high. The confidence was just oozing out of the building. the way they were talking, the stuff that they were telling us the day before at dinner, and all this crazy stuff. They were ready, and we felt like it. So, and they definitely showed that. But as far as highlights for me, outside of obviously Starfield, right? And I could do the rest of this segment on Starfield by itself. That was a crown jewel, in my opinion. Everything else was the gravy. We got some of the stuff that we didn't know for sure we were going to get. Love to see Compulsion. That was a highlight for me. South of Midnight looks amazing, and the little information we got after during the it was a tweet, I believe. Maybe they told us at the extended showcase as well. Some small details. The more information I got about it, as far as it being like blues down south and kind of like the lore, I'm all the way in. I'm feet first, head first, arm first. I'm all the way in on that game. I can't see what they're cooking up down there. Fable, obviously starting out the show with a bang. People were almost jumping off the cliff, Dave, jumping off the balcony when Fable came up. Like people were leaned over the balcony, like, oh my God, I can't believe they're actually showing Fable. Like people had
Can I ask you a question? Because I don't know, like seeing it, from my side, like you guys were there live. I didn't think it was Fable. I thought it was something else in the beginning. Were you guys fooled? Were you fooled, PTK? Did you think it was something else, or did you know right off the rip? I was like,
no,
what is this?
I didn't know off the rip, because obviously you hear the guy talking, and if you know his voice, he sounds familiar. I knew it sounded. I'm like, who's that? That voice. But then as soon as Playground Games popped up, we all knew at that point what it was. Wasn't Forza 6 or Horizon 6 or anything. So we knew it wasn't that. So but yeah, it was a huge moment. That was big. What else did I see? Star Wars Outlaws looked amazing. We always talk about Xbox getting behind the right third party, because they've done the third party stuff. People always ask them to do these things and don't realize that they've done that already. The issue is that they tend to put their money behind the wrong horse, and the horse like Cyberpunk, and Cyberpunk had all these issues, and you know what I mean? So that wasn't fruitful for their relationship, because Cyberpunk started off terrible. Same thing with Elden Ring was supposed to be marketing for Xbox. I have no idea what happened with Elden Ring. I have zero idea. I feel like they owe Xbox for that. And that's why I was hoping there was a long shot that Armored Core was coming to Game Pass. Didn't happen, obviously.
I was feeling that. I was feeling those predictions too. Ever since Pong even mentioned it, I think Still Rain said something about it. I was like, yes, because I've been dying for a new Mech Assault, or just a mech game in general. So I was totally behind that. And then Pong was saying that Sarah Bond had been sending out some tweets about Armored Core. I'm like, maybe. Like, I know I know it was a stretch, and I was looking for something to be there that probably was never there. But it's fun to dream. At least we're getting it.
I mean, at the end of the day, it was one of them things like, you try to connect dots that aren't necessarily there. It just feels like that should be what should happen. You know what I mean? Like, even if there's zero reality to prove or otherwise connect the dots, but that's just how we feel sometimes when you see things. But so Fable, I would say obviously that was a highlight for me. South of Midnight was a highlight. Starfield, like I said, was the highlight. A lot of Japanese games, a lot of Eastern influenced games. I love to see Capcom, new IP. We got a new one for Atlas that was left field. Nobody saw that coming. New old, because the announcement was old. They've announced that game before. I think like 2017. It just wasn't an actual game at that point. I think it was like Nintendo or something. Can't remember. But there was no actual game at that point. To actually see it on Xbox stage was amazing. And then all the little stuff, the 33 Immortals and what is it, Dungeons of Hinterberg, those Jusant, all that stuff to fill in the gaps. That was all real. It was all perfect. Like, it was not too much. It wasn't too little. All of it felt really like they put it there on purpose. Because sometimes some of the smaller games can feel like filler. I didn't feel like there was any filler at the showcase. I don't know about you, Dave or Rhetri. Did you guys get that? Like,
I did a little
like there was
bit.
A lull?
Yeah, not a big lull though. Like, not really. I guess there's a difference between like a lull and like a game that I personally didn't think should have been there. I think they had a really good like cadence. I think the pacing was actually good. What was the game? I'm trying to remember. I'm looking at all my notes. Oh, and this is a personal thing. A ton of people, when I said this, are like, no, a lot of people play that, which I know. This is like City Skylines. City Skylines for me was a little, just because it's a type of game, in my opinion, like when I have a lot of experience in television. Like, I know I have a lot of experience in editing, so I know how to make things hit good and quickly. City Skylines is a game that it can't do that. Like it might be a game that you know what I'm saying? Like you show Cyberpunk, you show shooting, and then you show very slow sim game. It slows things down personally. That was my only.
It wasn't long though. It was like a 2-minute. Yeah,
and
it was.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. PTK is. I still didn't feel like that the show slowed down that much. I'm just saying, like, personally, I probably would have plucked that one out, but I get it. It's coming to Game Pass. It's another selling point for Game Pass. A lot of people love the Cities Skylines original one. Yeah, I mean, I get that, and I can't really knock on it because I like the Sims too. So, so for me, that was kind of a little bit a knockoff, and I've said on other shows, and the lack of family plan. I mean, me and Dave would have lost a lot of money because we were both, we both assumed that was going to be there. We talked about a bunch. It just seemed obvious that was going to be there, but it's one of those things that seems obvious to us, and then I guess didn't seem too obvious to the Microsoft execs and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, Dave, did you feel like there was a lull anywhere in the show, or?
Well, I mean, a lot of people like Rand, for example, is Randall 119, doesn't like it when they talk about their gas games, stuff that's,
I do agree with that.
That's recurring, and you just kind of, beefing it up a little bit or mentioning a new thing. But at least they didn't dwell on it so long.
The only thing though was Sea of Thieves. That was the only reoccurring, as far as I remember. What was the other reoccurring?
No, we had ESO, so there was Tamriel, that was the Necrom thing.
Okay,
we had Overwatch 2. That was actually more than I think we realized. So it was Overwatch 2 as well, which is kind of a weird one because
they announced that they weren't doing the PvE stuff beforehand.
So you got like story missions with Overwatch, and the reason I think they put it out there is because they're doing something kind of different. Like you as a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, you get perks to games a lot, and Overwatch 2 is one of them. Like you're getting 6 free characters instead of either grinding for them or paying for them. So that's not small potatoes if you're an Overwatch player. So I kind of understand why they showed that one. And what the hell is the other one?
So there was
another one.
If we take stuff out, we have to put stuff in. So we can't just say, well, you know what I mean? Like, I get the argument of, this shouldn't be in the show. Well, what you going to replace it with? Like, what are we putting in to take this place that makes sense in this showcase, right? So
I guess sometimes in my opinion, and I agree with you, like, because I remember when the end of the show happened and it was going to go to Starfield, I went, wait a second, it's already over? Because almost everybody I know assumed it was going to go an hour and a half 30. And then 30 minutes, and then it didn't. And I was like, well, wait a second.
They never told us that it was going to be an hour and 30. They just told us 2 hours.
They didn't.
So
we just once again we made that.
Yeah.
We absolutely did. Gerald Mack, shout out to the Gamers Council. Salute, gentlemen. Rhetri, WEBDAVE, and PTK BLAM. Thank you, Gerald. Awesome part of the community, man. He's always out here speaking Gerald. His truth. Love Gerald for sure. But I think there is something to say though. PTK, like you say, like if you took that out, would you replace it with? And my rebuttal to that is someone who's like created content for a long time is nothing. You don't. What you do is just it doesn't have to be that length. Sometimes shorter is sweeter in my opinion. You know what I mean? I get it. Like I understand there's a huge community behind a lot of these games, like ESOs. Like I think it's got 4 million active.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Blows my mind.
Those aren't for us. Those aren't for us.
You know what I mean? You're right.
Because there's people, and I know we do this all pie in the sky Monday morning quarterback stuff here on these podcasts and stuff, but they have to do real business on Monday morning. They got to go in and they got to look at X's and O's numbers that are actually tangible. We do this fantasy football stuff. So they have to do certain things. Like if the numbers make sense and this is a priority for our business model, we need to make sure we continue to act like we care about Overwatch 2. That's going to be first party soon. We need to make sure we put a spotlight on that, despite all of the stuff that's going on around it, because it's going to be part of our under our umbrella soon. So like things like ESO, we got to make sure we show love to ESO. We can't just
Fallout 76 was the other one. Thank you.
Look at the other argument. People complain about Xbox not supporting these, games as a service games, or not doing enough for some of these titles. They have to. Like ESO is actually a huge game. Outside of what we do on Twitter, same thing with Overwatch. I know people complain about it, but if you go on right now, there's I don't know, probably a couple million people playing. Who knows? A couple 100,000 people playing. So no issues finding winning game. So, you know, you got to look at it that way too. That's not fun for us to have a discussion like from that perspective. But like at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I get what you're saying too, you know?
Yeah. No, I'm not saying when I say that, it's for me personally. If there's Rhetri, who what I want to see, and then there's the Rhetri like business side. If I'm Microsoft, it's 100% there. It's 100% there, of course, because of everything you just said. Because I got to serve everybody, not myself, right? So like, Sea of Thieves is a perfect example. Like, and all the podcasts, we all said, "What don't you want to see there?" And everybody said Sea of Thieves, but every single one of those same people, including myself, you know what we all said? Do you think it's going to be there? Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be there. You know what I mean? Like we knew it was going to be there because it makes big business sense.
And there's new deals. They're still working with Disney. That's still a big draw. To slapping that Disney name up there. There's some people that's going to turn their head like, okay, I'm into Disney, or I like Monkey Island. You know what I mean? Like there's some people that are going to see that. So you can't just, I mean, maybe you could put it out on a tweet and it's not that big of a deal, but you know, it didn't take up too much time, and I don't feel like it took anything away from the actual showcase. If you look at it as you know, all one showcase. Yeah,
I don't, because I'm still scoring it. I mean, I put out a video saying it's a 9.5
yeah, for sure.
Like my things were nitpicky. Like I couldn't quite score it a 10 personally, but I was just I'm like, how can I nitpick this a little bit? And that's a indication of a very well-tuned machine. That's an indication of a very, very good show, where I had to look for something that just wasn't there, and that was like the family plan and some of the stuff they showed. I was like,
So can I ask Dave something real quick?
Yeah.
So Dave, real quick. So, and I think you brought this. This might have been you, Rhetri. No, I think I'm giving the wrong person credit. It might be Umber brought this. No, I'm gonna give you credit, Rhetri.
Don't give Umber credit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give Umber no credit right now. This is not his show. Shout out to Umber. All love you, bro. But no, we got enough of that last night on the podcast with him and Fuzz. But anyway, not Fuzz, with him and Pong. But a quick question. So you're a Halo fan, Dave?
Yes.
Okay, I know you're very much a Halo fan. We were just talking about these announcements. Halo season 4 announcement came out. Do you felt like that was good enough to be part of the show? Because it was actually received very well, even though it wasn't part of the showcase. A lot of people were excited about the announcement. Do you feel like that would have fit? Maybe swap that out with the Sea of Thieves or something else?
Not the Sea of Thieves, because I think that's
definitely not Sea of Thieves.
Really
maybe something else. Sorry, maybe something else.
Something smaller. Fallout 76, maybe.
Maybe Fallout 76. Would have switched it out, or maybe I you know, that trailer wasn't that long. I'd say less than 2 minutes. Add to it.
I agree.
Beef up the overall showcase. Why not?
That's true.
I'm surprised. Like, thank you, Def Leppard, for bringing that up, because that's something I said was going to be there. And again, another thing, you know, we're guessing. I was wrong once again. No surprise there. But I really thought Halo was going to show up in some fashion. I mean, I went as crazy as saying I thought the Battle Royale might actually show up.
I did too. That was on my bingo card. No.
Okay, he's like, no, you're good.
Rocking together on this one, Ray. I was on my card.
I forgot. That's right. You also said that. Yeah, because I thought I was all by myself on an island. And then Umbra was like, no, I think that might happen. I forgot. That's right. You also said that you thought that was going to happen. But, you know, it is what it is. I think... I'm a little shocked that they didn't do season 4. I think that is kind of odd to me that they wouldn't have shown it, and especially since isn't it out tomorrow?
I don't. It might be. That's the crazy thing. I have two minds about this. On one hand, I feel like it was good enough. The content, you should show Halo still. Let's not treat Halo like it isn't the tentpole, like it didn't build Xbox. There's no Xbox without Halo. I don't know if you guys understand 100%. That in the 100%. Chat. They go hand in hand. That's the game that launched Xbox to put it up there next to Nintendo as well as PlayStation and say, hey, we're actually serious about this. But I'm okay with them letting Halo breathe, like not do anything. You know what I mean? Because for a long, Halo has gotten beaten up for about 2.5 years now. Like beaten up, like it randomly out of nowhere, something will happen, and then the community's right back on Halo's ass.
Messages.
You know what I mean? Like, God, what did you guys do now? 343. Did it let Halo sit on? Halo does not need to take on the weight of Xbox anymore. You have 30 other studios for that. Let Halo do its thing. Let Halo breathe. Let 343 put their head down. And I want to give credit for them too, because through all of this, they still been able to put out consistent content, and the content's been good.
Leave that one up, Dave, too.
despite what
This
other
one?
people feel about it,
Yep.
the content's been solid. So despite how the echo
Mhm.
chamber on Twitter may make you feel like Halo's doom and gloom, it is not doom and gloom.
Nah,
They've constantly
that's-
updated that game. People complain about the smaller stuff, but that's just the Halo community. That's never going to change. But
yeah, dude, that's super fans. Super
Yeah.
fans are always gonna
they're always going to complain.
tear
Oh,
you
yeah.
apart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're always going to complain. But I
quick,
think that this gives them a chance to like give it a rest.
Quick
Yeah,
shout out
I
to
don't
Kay
blame
Asante
you.
in the chat, and also Laura Master Jasper for joining us, and everybody else that's here with us. So over almost 80 people here in the chat with us tonight right now. So thank you all so much for being here. Sorry to interrupt, guys. Sorry.
No, you're good.
No,
man.
you're
Your
good.
show, brother. Your show.
Anytime.
I just like to
anytime.
throw that stuff in, man. I appreciate everybody
No.
being here. Rhetri,
You
want
got to
to
do
read
that.
one?
You got to remember that. Yeah, Kay Asante. And the reason I wanted you to leave this up because I'm going to push back on Kay. I love you, Kay. I'm pushing back on this one. 8.5 out of 10 for me. Love the show. My nits. And here's the one I'm pushing back on. Playing a Starfield trailer in the main showcase before then doing a Starfield direct. I can tell you exactly why they did that, Kay. And it's the most obvious thing in the world. And that's because in case you didn't stay for the other show, you would have missed Starfield. And you cannot not have Starfield, at least a trailer, in your main showpiece. You know what I mean? Like if, you know, this is 19 years of television experience telling you like there was no way they were never going to do that. Like that was always going to be there. And here where I back you up 1,000%, K, and a lot of us have said this. No Hellblade 2
man,
combat. What? This is one of those things where like we appreciate the Microsoft community listening to us, but I feel like maybe they didn't hear us on that one because everybody was talking about that. Everyone was like, we want that combat. We want that combat.
Action,
yeah, exactly. So yeah, as soon as that scene started with Hellblade, I said,
I'm not worried about Ninja Theory.
I'm
though.
not.
So there's two things that's where I'm split too. You know what I mean? Because like it's a thing because I'm like, okay, we haven't seen it. This the game we've seen the most over the last 3-4 years, really, right? Out of all the ones we've been waiting on, and we still haven't seen Cop. But at the same time, you got to let Ninja Theory cook, man. You got to let them cook, man. They're amazing at what they do.
Yeah, I agree. That's one of the only things I actually got right. I said that game was not going to be in 2023. So I'm taking Booms and Umbra's knees. So I'm taking those.
quick update, guys, for everybody in the chat, just so they know what's going on. Doomcutie, literally a minute before we were going on, she sent us a message, and she had a family emergency this morning she had to take care of. So she was apologized, and she would not be on the show today. She does have her new podcast coming up on July 1st. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Some information that we do know about that we can go ahead and share with that. But she wanted to make sure everybody knew that she was definitely planning on being here. But you know, life happens, and that's the way it is. For her, it's like 7:38 a.m. for her. So
why she says yes to us in the first place, Dave, is beyond me, because I even told her, I was like, I would have told y'all no.
She's done
Give me
my
a couple
show,
more hours.
and it was early in the morning on my show too. So shout out to Doom. She's so awesome.
She's a
trooper. She is amazing.
I know she's a teacher, so she is used to getting up early, but still,
yeah, right. Like
I don't think I could do it.
And also, Post Up was supposed to be here tonight as well, and he kind of got caught in some traffic and picked up his wife, and he was like, he didn't think he's going to be able to make it back in time for the show, so unfortunately, he's not going to make it here tonight either. And like I said, it happens. That this is a podcast; it's not the end of the world or that kind of thing. But we do appreciate PTK BLAM for being here. We got him for about another 20 minutes.
Yeah. Before I get dragged away.
Exactly. Well, it is Father's Day,
pulled
so
away
it happens.
By knife point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think overall, I think we can all agree that this showcase absolutely killed it. And I've said this, and I'm going to say this again. I know maybe this annoys some people, but this showcase was so good with missing some key games, stuff we knew wasn't going to be there. We knew Everwild wasn't going to be there. We knew Perfect Dark was going to be there. But some of us thought, including myself, that maybe Contraband, really thought Contraband was going to be there. Yeah. I personally thought State of Decay 3 was going to make some sort of Indiana Jones was going to be there. Maybe something from id Software just to tip the hat and be like, hey, this is what we're working on, you know what I mean? We're assuming it's Gears 6, but who knows? Maybe it's something else. But that goes to show you. So that's what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's six games right there from huge studios that were not there. and that showcase was still awesome. Like
And-
that's
and-
what I can't get over.
Yeah.
That just shows you the future of Xbox is so good, man. Like,
Yep.
th-
Shout
what
out
do we
to
say,
Gaming
PTK? Like,
Forte
that's
in the chat.
go ahead.
Shout out to Gaming Forte. Shout out to Big Mad Mo, and Red Monkey Butt. Appreciate you being here. I love saying
love that
one.
name.
It's too funny.
Yeah.
That's too funny. Sorry guys. I just
No, you're good. No,
you're
dude,
good,
shout
bro.
out people
But,
anytime, man. Yeah, but I think
guys
what
are in it,
we're
though. I love
what
it.
we're kind of saying is like that's literally what he just let me just put it out there for remember the Sony showcase, and then I say Contraband, Indiana Jones, Everwild, Perfect Dark, State of Decay 3, and the next id Software and Coalition. I freaking forgot Coalition, for God's sakes, dude. There's another one. So that is a showcase. What was missing is a better showcase than Sony had. That was what was missing, dude. Think about that. I mean, come on.
Sante's got a reply there for you. You want to read that?
Yeah. All right, Kay, let's go. All right, but those are nits. Kay, I love you. I know, like you're not like crap on other show for sure. The show was epic, and the man PTK BLAM got to meet Phil Spencer, so I'm jealous a little bit. I know PTK had so many pictures. He got with almost every single like executive.
I had to, man. I had to.
Yeah.
Hell
Maybe
yeah.
that's why I'm docking
Well
at
deserved,
points.
man.
Kay's docking at some points because he wasn't there.
Oh, what?
I love that.
Shout out to Kay and Sante, man.
Yeah, we were just talking about that last night too. Like Umbra was like, "Oh man, I'm not saying I'm not the jealous type."
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
you is. I was jealous. Yeah. Oh man, like seeing just like you over there, and like Clobrio was over there, and we had all kinds of just people representing Xbox, and just these awesome people in communities having such a good time. A lot of first timers were there.
Yeah.
I know. Sloth was there. I don't know if I think that might have been his first time. I mean, coming from Ireland, geez, I think he just left today. Actually,
He did. Yeah,
But,
yesterday
yeah,
or today, one of the two. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like two. He was like there for 2 weeks, so he really put his time in. So I think it's really awesome. It was so fun living vicariously through you, PTK. I'm not gonna lie. I was watching your Twitter feed like crazy, just seeing. Then he got the picture with Sarah, the lovely Sarah Bond in that green dress. Holy moly! Sorry, I don't mean to be that guy, but whew, she's a beautiful woman. She really is.
And
She's a beautiful person too. Super sweet in person as well too. Super nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
you can tell. That's one thing I really love about Xbox is it really feels like either they all have me fooled, or there's all these great genuine people who work for them, which just is great.
That
What's
hiring
going on,
manager
Dirk?
needs a raise. Whoever hired all of them.
I know, exactly. Yeah, they're definitely killing it.
Shout out
But
to
yeah.
Dirt in the chat. Thank you for being
Yeah,
here.
shout out, brother.
TTS. Talk that shit, Dirt.
Hey, because I know I don't have a lot of time. I got to cook on Starfield a little bit, Dave.
do
You
it.
okay
You
with
do
that?
Yes, yes.
Y'all okay
Let's
with
do
that?
it. Absolutely.
'cause-
Yeah, you don't have a lot of time. Let's talk Starfield. 100%.
Yeah, I just want to cook on this a little bit. So just listen, Starfield was right below Avowed on my list of like things I wanted to see the most, right?
Yes.
Avowed 1, then Starfield.
Yep.
But after sitting in that theater, I felt like you ever see those movies where there's a little kid in the backyard, he has an astronaut helmet on, he's running around in his underwear, he has his sheet as like a I don't know, you know what I mean? Like he's running around just like acting. That's how I felt watching that trailer. It transported me. I felt like a kid watching this. Like you know how I'm assuming, and this might be a little crazy, the analogy, but you know, people sit and watch like the spacecraft takeoff, the launches, right? Like it felt like I was watching an epic moment happen in like video game history, man. That game is so far beyond anything that I could have thought, anything that I thought I wanted from a space game. They already thought of and implemented in a game. And a couple things I want to highlight. I hate the lazy No Man's Sky comparison. We can throw that stuff in the toilet.
Yeah,
we're not doing that anymore.
With you.
Dave, we're throwing that in. Look, we're not doing that no more. We don't do the No Man's Sky stuff because it's disrespectful to that 45-minute showcase, in my opinion. There's no way you sat up and watched that 45-minute showcase and your only takeaway was, oh, that's similar to No Man's Sky. I'll get up, leave this chair, leave all your stuff, and never come back because I don't know what you saw, because that is so much more than just a space exploration game. That looks like the best game ever made. And that's not even hyperbole. Like if it hits everything it's supposed to hit, I'm not even exaggerating. That potentially can be the best game I've ever played in my life. It's like 10 games in one. Like Todd and his team are really, really cooking. I know the 30 FPS stuff is kicking everybody's ass right now, but at the end of the day, I'm going to give them leeway. This is me. Some people are like, well, that you got to hold their feet to the fire. After everything I saw, there's no way. The only thing I have to take away is it's 30 frames. That's not going to happen because I saw some shit in that game that I've never seen in any other game ever, or ever even attempt to do. I'm going to give them a little leeway here and say, you know what? I think they did the right thing. I know some people say they shouldn't prioritize the graphics and the 4K, whatever, right? It was a decision that had to be made at the end of the day. And as all the people complaining about 30 FPS, none of them said they were bored watching that trailer or watching that direct.
Yeah,
right.
So I think, not to interrupt you, but no, go ahead. If you go to 60, something else is going to give. Something else is going to give, and you're probably going to get rid of. It looks so beautiful. There goes probably your real-time global illumination, all that lighting, all those 1,000 planets, all that stuff that we're all given the praise for this thing. But goodbye. It's probably
that's gone. What I'm saying. We don't know how it would have affected the game, and it sounds like an excuse now because it's a week later, whatever the case may be. But it is what it is. Like that's something that they actually have to think about because all the stuff that they stuffed into this game, like what would have had to been cut to make the 60 work stably, like to make it work on a consistent basis. And people are already calling Bethesda for crying out loud. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's just part of their DNA now, whether the game comes out perfect or not. People are already expecting the shit to be buggy. So, like, I don't know what you guys wanted that are pushing for the 60. I get it. The text there, you got all the $10,000 PCs, you got 4090s. I get it. It can run everything. I understand that. But, like, what are you sacrificing for that? I don't want all the other shit that they showed me to go away because of 30 frames.
I agree. I 100% agree. And here's the thing, like, Blam, I'm one of the 60 FPS guys. I'm one of them, and I've been converted. I'm like, after seeing what I saw, I literally said, I don't care anymore. Like that's how impressive what it was. And Blam, me and you are very much on the same wavelength too, because I went into the show and it was all about Avowed for me, and Starfield was a secondary, and then like Fable or anything else was. Like,
I love you too, Forte. By the way, he's gonna kick my ass for the 60 frames, so Forte is gonna hold strong. Honestly, what's up, Forte, my guy?
And that's fine. Like what we always say, like there's my truth and there's your truth, right? Like Gaming Forte is like, no, I'm staying firm 60. Screw you guys. I got my gaming PC. It's gonna be a push out 60 plus anyways. I hope. So I hear you. I hear you. But and it's easy for me to say because I have a PC, not a very good one. So I don't know if it's gonna do 60. I hope. But at the same time, you don't want is a choppy game. You don't want something that bounces from 30 to 60. If you don't have VRR, if you don't have the technology to help smooth those frames out for you, it's going to look like crap. So I think it was the right decision for Todd to lock it down at 30 because it's pretty obvious it wasn't going to be able to stay at 60, hold it at 60, because then we would have been complaining about that, right? If it came out with a choppy 60, a crappy 60, we wouldn't complain about that anyways. Keosante, 30 FPS debate isn't on the level. Todd and team were stuck between a rock and a hard place. Yeah. I'm only critical of their marketing, not their choices at the end of the day. If you want to get 60, get a PC. Yeah, I agree. I like the way Kay kind of put it down. And I think you're going to probably push back on the marketing side of this, but I kind of agree with Kay on this, but go ahead, PTK.
Well, so I asked this question. I asked this question on the Shop podcast. Shout out to Pong. Shout out to Fuzzy. I said, would it have mattered if they told us 10 days prior to the show that it was 30? Like, think about this for a second. What does that do what does that do prior to the showcase? What does that do for Starfield?
It would have been a mistake. I think they did. I think the way they did it was the right way.
This is what I'm saying. He's right about the rock and the hard place. But what do you do I kill the hype for the game before we show it?
Well, I don't want to speak for Kay, but I think Kay Asante might be specifically talking about what Aaron said. Not telling.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, Kay. And if I am, correct me. I'm guessing he means what they said about the most powerful console, that everything will be coming out at 60 FPS that Aaron said a while ago, a year ago, whenever the hell he said it. But yeah, I wouldn't expect them. I'm with you too, Blam. Like, it would make no sense for them to deflate the balloon and tell everyone before the show and make everyone like crap on Starfield before the show even started to tell you it was not 60. That's PR 101. You don't do that.
Yeah, when
and
do you
never
do
mind
that,
they didn't do it. They did it like in an interview after the fact, which it was smart in my opinion. Like, you don't want to do that to the show and go, sorry, it's 30. Like, you don't do that at the main showcase.
So
you know what I mean?
can I add? So Dave, where are you? So what would you have preferred? Now and like I said, we all Monday morning quarterback this, and I agree to a point with Asante as far as the marketing. That stuff is so difficult sometimes to nail when, or because some they're gonna be mad either way. Like, if I tell you now, you're gonna be upset. If I tell you later on, you're gonna be upset either way. 100%. But Dave, would you have preferred if they just came out and said it prior to? Do you think that even would have made a difference?
Well, I mean, he kind of said it like a couple of months earlier in interviews that he, prefers the 30 frames, and that was what he was shooting for. And a lot of people were like, yeah, but he'll go for 60. They'll go for 60. Yeah. They were just saying that. So,
true.
But when he comes down to it, he actually said that months ago.
Yeah,
ahead of the game, but people just didn't really want to.
We want to ignore it. It's because we didn't want to hear it. We're like la 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 la.
Oh, there are still people out there that are like, well, the game hasn't gone gold yet, so maybe by the time it goes gold, there'll be a performance mode and be a surprise.
Exactly,
surprise drop, a performance mode.
I just don't think after seeing the game. So this is where I'm at afterwards, and I'll close with this one. Yeah. This is where I'm at after. Just after seeing everything I saw, I just don't think it matters as much to me as much as I thought it would before, because I didn't know, like, this game, bro. Like,
because you just didn't know.
I didn't know
how deep this was going to go.
What they were trying to do, Dave. I didn't know, Rhetri, what they were trying. I did not know what they were cooking up. I went. It smelled like chicken. I went in the kitchen and it was a Thanksgiving feast. It wasn't chicken. I'm like, you were just making chicken. Now you got the whole spread. We got the sides, everything, the dessert, everything. Like, I didn't know. So, like, after seeing everything that we got, I just got to give them a little bit of leeway. Some people aren't going to and say, oh, well, they knew this ahead of time. They could have did this or did that. But I'm going to give them a little bit of leeway. I'm not going to be as critical about this, because this could possibly be something that we've never, ever, ever, ever played before. Like, ever.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I agree with you too.
I think the mods was onto something.
Mods help a little bit too. We hopefully mods later on. There's going to be mods that help kind of smooth the transition. There's always hope for that too. So that's kind of softened the blow, because it could have been really bad had there no been like modding community for this type of game.
Right.
It could have been really terrible. But people are kind of falling back, saying, okay, well, maybe we'll just wait on the mods and they'll fix it, or whatever the case may be. So
the one thing I'll say that on this game especially, when I get it in my hands myself and I'm playing it and I'm seeing it on my 75-inch TV, in 4K.
Now you bragging.
No. But my point is, then I'll know and I'll be able to make the judgment and be like, oh, dude, this is amazing. I can't tell the difference, or I don't need it. Or I'll be like, oh my gosh, it was beautiful, but. You know what I mean? And really, I feel like this is a game. This is probably one of the games that you really need to be. We can speculate, we can pontificate, we can do whatever we want, but when it comes down to it, we need to see it. And September 6th, I believe, we're going to have it in our hands.
Yeah,
and go from there. And that's the big thing as far as that particular point goes. But everything else, the mechanics, the gameplay, the things you can do. A couple of days of building a ship. And other people are like, build a ship. I'm just going to steal them all. And there you go.
Right. I'm going to give you a tidbit too. I'm going to give you guys some information. I had a shout out to Pete Hines. I had a conversation with Pete Hines for about 10 minutes after the showcase.
Nice name drop.
I asked him, he's awesome, by the way. Super awesome dude. We talked about Starfield, and I asked him, like, how big is the fucking game, Pete? Like, this game is huge, bro. Like, what do you guys expect? You guys are going to lose days and hours in this. He's like, yeah, that's our whole point. Like that's the whole reason we made the game. But he said, just to give you kind of a better idea of how large the game is, he spent 4.5 hours just walking around one of those derelict space stations floating around in space.
Oh,
just one of those
boy.
like derelict ones that might be like empty. Maybe, I don't know, maybe somebody was there and they left or something. He spent 4.5 just walking around looking at stuff.
Jesus.
So if that gives you kind of any indication of what this game could potentially be, man, we're in for something, a special treat.
I don't know when I'll make it out of the bathroom in the game.
And
this is the best looking shitter I've ever seen.
I think the thing is I think Pong said this, and if I'm wrong, correct me. But he mentioning that this is like it's a generational game. Like we were talking like 1,000 planets, never mind all the, like you just mentioned, the space stations. Like this is a game that no one else, and I think Pong said this, can do. I don't think there's another single studio on the planet that could make this game outside of Bethesda. I just don't.
They maybe, somebody like Rockstar, they got the funds and they're the size, you know what I mean?
Well,
but
okay,
like, they don't
right,
have
that's true. If you get 10 years, that's a good.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you give Rockstar 10 years, they could probably do it. But I get it though. You're right. It's true. You're absolutely like the engine. This game creation engine was made for a game like Starfield. Like that was the whole. That's why you know what I mean. Like that's the whole idea behind the engine in the first place. So yeah, they're taking a huge leap on it, and I gotta reward that too. Because we complain about getting the same copy and paste stuff over and over again. Then we destroy these devs when they try and do like when they're super brave and try and go
try to do something crazy.
We destroy them sometimes. I know it's not always pretty right away, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt on this one. This is their first new IP in over 20 years. I gotta let Todd cook and see what they got in store for us.
100%, absolutely.
Guys, man, it's probably be a good time to let you to wrap up.
Yeah.
We don't want to get you. We don't want to get you in trouble.
I just looked at my phone too, by the way. Yeah. I just looked at my phone.
So if you don't mind, tell everybody where they can find you at. And of course, all of this is going to be in the description, everything below. But we like to let everybody hear from you themselves. And we again, thank you so much for coming on today, man. Thank you.
And he'll be back.
Great time.
Blam
I will be.
100%.
Shout out to everybody in chat, some familiar faces in there. First and foremost to the host here, you, Mr. WEBDAVE. Appreciate you, brother. You always on my always somebody I'm thinking about as far as like bringing on the show. I appreciate you having me on.
Buddy.
We talked about this for months now, trying to figure this out. Rhetri too, appreciate you. And if you guys in chat don't know who I am already, hit me up. PTK BLAM, host of the Shop Podcast. Hit me up on Xbox, PTK BLAM. Twitter is where you'll be able to keep up with everything we got going on there. Every Saturday, 6 p.m. AZ time and 9 p.m. EST until that changes. Hopefully it doesn't anymore. But yeah, thank you guys for having me on, and I look forward to coming back.
Absolutely, Blam. Thank you for coming out, man. Appreciate it. And make sure to thank your wife and apologize that we took her away from you.
No, it's all good, man. She's amazing. So the fact that I'm sitting here talking to you is
that's right.
You on Father's Day. Yeah. So
yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome.
It is awesome. Thank you so much.
All right,
for being
gentlemen.
here,
You
dude.
guys enjoy the rest of your show.
Happy Father's Day, man.
You too. Happy
fellas.
Father's Day, Blam.
I'll talk to y'all later.
Thanks,
all right,
buddy.
brother. Later.
All right, cool. And
I love that, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Such a good man.
Just a quick I guess catch up for everybody. Like a minute before we were going to go on tonight, Doomcutie had a family emergency that she had to take care of, and so that's why she's not here. And then Post Up was doing some driving, so he wouldn't be able to make it onto the show. He did just jump in the chat, which was awesome. So, wait a minute.
Lied.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Oh, yeah. The man with the plan. I pulled up when I could.
Dude,
how's it going?
Thank you. And real life happens, man. So thank you for even coming on. We totally understand if you needed to bounce, but man, you're here. So awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, definitely. I had to pick up the missus from work. And then, as usual, they want to go to multiple places before.
I understand.
It wasn't a straight shot for you, Post Up.
It wasn't a straight shot. And you kind of be skeptical too, because once they say they going to the store, you know, you could be sitting there for a couple of hours, depending on what store they going into.
I'm shocked that you're here this quickly, to be honest with
you.
So thank you for being here, man. How are you?
You know what? I'm good. I'm good. Been a long day, but I definitely wanted to show up and support the platform. It's always a pleasure when y'all ask me to come on. So I'm here. What we talking about? What we talking about?
Guess what we're getting ready to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, now that you're here, I think we're gonna have to talk about the ABK stuff. And I've been personally post up. I know I have my Game Pass channel. I've been trying to avoid the ABK stuff just because these guys like you and FossPats out there that are doing such a great job. I'm like, I'm not gonna compete with these guys. Like, I'm gonna let them cook, let them do their thing. So I decided I'm gonna concentrate on the games and let you get. That's why you're here tonight. Like, so that way I can get the DL on what's going on. You know what I mean?
I want to say this. Embrace the ABK stuff, okay?
Oh, I
talk
want
about
it to happen.
Read about it, discuss it, embrace it, and talk about it on your channel too. I implore everybody to get into it. This is not the first merger, and it isn't going to be the last. So whatever you learn from this is going to set you up for the next one. You're going to go into the next one having a better understanding of how all of this works and things like that. And then in terms of the conversation and the discussion next time around can be more complex in terms of that, because now we all have a fundamental understanding of what we're talking about. So it just makes for better discussion.
Yeah, very, very true. I guess we got Jim Ryan in here. Yeah, Jim Ryan always poking his nose up in our podcast. You know,
got two to read. Read that one first.
Post up, just the man I wanted to see about the ABK. I guess he's got some words for you. I just wanted to stop the merger. We know, Jim Ryan. We know. We know how you feel about the merger, Jim. It's okay. We'll talk about it after the show. You can cry on the shoulder. It's fine. We never fear COD leaving PlayStation. Well, that's good, Jim, because no one said it was going to. So I'm glad you're paying attention, Jim. But yeah, so post up. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming and making the time for us. Let's just hop right into the ABK talk. I guess kind of bring us up to speed. What the heck's going on? There's this, temporary postponement or whatever that's going on from the FTC. Can you break down what the heck has gone down in the last week and just let our, everyone in the audience know what the hell is actually going on and what any of this stuff means?
What are your thoughts on it?
We're in the end game. We're definitely in the end game. We're coming down to we're in a knife in it, and we're rounding the bases, basically. So what we're at is Microsoft filed an appeal to the CMA blocking a while ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we recently just had the case management conference where Microsoft lawyers and Activision lawyers had a chance or opportunity to stand in front of the tribunal, the CAT tribunal, which is the commission that you go to if you want to appeal whatever decision the CMA made. So they got a chance to stand in front of them and plead their case to the tribunal. In those two case management, Microsoft came out on top. It's not over yet, but they pretty much got the winning hand. They got the tribunal to expedite the appeal process. So instead of it taking months or anything like that, it's going to take 5 days. It's going to be a 5-day process. Right, that starts July 28th. That's after the final merge date, which is July 18th, right? And after July 18th, depending on what Microsoft Activision has done in terms of extending that merger agreement, because I think it's some wording in that merger agreement that allows for an extension. That might have to come with some things on Microsoft part to kind of assure the shareholders, whether it's you pay an upfront cost, half of the $3 billion, you pay them a dividend, or I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But
it could be a lot of things, right?
It could be a lot of things, whatever they discuss, right? The good thing about this is that Microsoft don't have to wait to 2024 or 2025 to get a decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. And then the judge was kind of leaning towards Microsoft and their lawyers in the explanations that were given them based off the CMA testimony. The CMA put a judge and put a lawyer in front of the tribunal off 3-day notice. They hired the lawyer 3 days before the case management conference, and he was in there.
I know. I do remember that too.
He was fumbling and stumbling everywhere. And I think one thing particular was very interesting from those case management conferences, the fact that the CMA told the tribunal that the FTC was going to file a preliminary injunction, right? Way before it even happened.
Yes.
Yeah. And Microsoft lawyer was like, "How you know that?"
Right? We all know why. He knows why. We know the truth. Yeah.
And then the judge, Judge Smith from the tribunal was like, "Well, that shouldn't matter because you already blocked the deal, right? Why should that injunction matter if you didn't already? Because the CMA is trying to block it globally. They're trying to block it beyond their own jurisdiction, right? So we got that expedited, and I think the shareholders won't show any fault if Microsoft need an extension, maybe a month or two.
I agree wholeheartedly. Post up.
Yeah.
Like if I am. Why the hell wouldn't I? What's an extra 2-3 months even if it's weeks or months? Like, why wouldn't I sit that? Look, if you're an investor, you're not a short-term investor. You're a long-term investor. If you're dealing with these guys, anyways, you don't expect a return in months, so you wait on that money. Like, I'm waiting 100%.
Because Activision, if this deal fails, Activision stocks are going to take a hit.
100%.
It's going to recover probably over a period of time, but it's going to take a big hit. Microsoft stocks ain't go nowhere because AI, they stocks is booming because they're ahead of everybody in AI right now, and everybody is getting in on that boat. So from there, right, that showed me that we're in uncharted territories because prior to the CMA appeal process, everybody was telling us what the CMA can do, what they can't do, what Microsoft could do, can't do, how the tribunal was going to be.
I was in these podcasts with a lot of these guys who were just saying, I would ask them, be like, if the CMA says no, does Cat have any teeth? Essentially is what I was asking. Can Cat do anything? And a lot of the answers I was getting from people who've been doing this for 20 plus years was probably not. That's why, like you saying, like this is precedent setting, is because people are just so stuck in the history of how things have worked in the past that it's hard for us, myself and everyone else who's been a professional doing this sort of thing, that this could change the way laws are going to be happening. You know what I mean?
And the judge pointed that out. The judge told the CMA, "We're not going to do this how we used to do.
Yes,
this is not a regular case. He was pretty much saying, look, this is unprecedented. This is something new. So we're not going to handle this the old way, So what happened from there is it got expedited. A lot of people was questioning whether Microsoft will be able to get it expedited. And this is being fast-tracked quickly. The CMA was trying to get it pushed back to either August or October. And that's because they're tag teaming with the FTC. They know the FTC in-house court system trial starts August 2nd, right? They both are trying to prolong the situation and force Microsoft and Activision to walk away from the table. And that's where we come to in terms of the CMA and their win percentage as far as their cases. Everybody say you can't beat the CMA. They got a 60% win percentage. This and that. It's going to be very, 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 very difficult. And they got a 60% win percentage because
that doesn't even seem that great. Like
the reason why though is because majority of their cases never go to appeal because companies walk away. They rather walk away
because they can't afford it. Right.
Exactly.
Like you're spending millions and millions on lawyers. They wait you out till you don't have any money left.
Exactly. And so that's why that percentage is so high in terms of the 60%. It's not that the CMA go to the appeal process and beat everyone. It's the fact that most companies just say, forget it. It's not worth the money and the time to even go through this. So they just walk away.
Yeah, they're trying to Aaron Brockovich you, basically. They're trying to just, put you in the poorhouse and just, make you bleed all your money, except there's a big problem with that. Microsoft got all the money, so they're not going anywhere.
So in terms of the CMA, they're in a very peculiar situation, right? Based off their decision to block the deal, and I've never seen this before, Parliament, right? The Chancellor came out and questioned why they blocked it. You have people from Parliament inside of the government questioning why did you block this deal? Do you take into account our international appeal, how we look in the international world, and that can mean in terms of business, economics, investors, and things like that, right? Then you got damn near every journalist, newspaper, outlet saying the UK is closed for business, right? So they're in a very tough position. I think that's one of the reasons why they passed that Amazon merger that just happened with iRobot that was for 1.7 billion.
Real quick too.
Because of the pushback that they're getting from this Microsoft ABK deal. They don't want to seem like, now that's a deal you should have questioned.
Yep.
Given that Amazon seniority in terms of the online store. You mean you're gonna let them in the robot home equipment sector is booming right now, and it's gonna get even bigger based on analysts, and then you're one of the biggest online retailers in on the planet, and you finna be able to buy this company and push that product maybe ahead or in front of competitors who sell their product on the same store that you own. But you didn't find no issue with that. You found the issue with Microsoft ABK deal. Not because of it's something there. It's because the 68.7 billion number that's attached to it that make it. You feel me? So it's a political move. So I would say this: Microsoft is in a very strong position in terms of the CMA, right? I think moving on to the FTC. Right?
Yeah, I'm curious about this temporary block and what that means.
What happened is when all this started, and the FTC made their decision, the FTC had two options. They could have went to the in-house court system, or they could have went straight to federal court and filed for a TRO in a preliminary injunction right off bat. But they didn't go to federal court. Right. The reason why they didn't, because at the time the CMA in the European Union and China hadn't made their decision yet, and so the merger agreement states we need approval from 4 countries. You need China, you need the UK, you need the US, and you need Europe. Right. So when the CMA blocked, right? When the CMA blocked, the FTC went to the in-house court system first, right? But they didn't block it. The in-house judge, the administrative law judge in the in-house court system of the FTC doesn't have the power to block a deal. You can only do that in federal court, right? So they went there because they was holding out to see what the EU and the UK was going to do, right? When the UK blocked, they still didn't go file a preliminary injunction. Right, because at this point, they figure as though we're good. The UK blocked. They blocked on the global scale. And we can just hold out. We could just hold out past the merger agreement date, and then have them walk away. Hold on for just a second.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really getting good. It's heating up. I love all of this because it really does seem like it's coming to a head, and and we have the first appearance. Yeah, and when it comes down to it, the judge, it doesn't have to take the full 5 days that are coming up. The judge can literally, I don't see any there, and just completely rebut and displace the charges. And all Microsoft needs once that happens is only need 5 days, and then after that 5 days, they'd be able to drop. Go ahead, Post. Go ahead.
Right.
Okay, I'm back. So, all right. So when the UK blocked, the FTC still didn't go file a preliminary injunction, right? Because I guess they didn't expect Microsoft to appeal, or they wanted to see what they was going to do. They was playing their hand. They was holding their cards to their chest because they knew they didn't have a case really to take it to federal court because they don't have a winning case. Period. Right. So what happened was when Microsoft appealed and put pressure on the CMA, got the tribunal to expedite the case, and to 5 days, just like the FTC. That put Microsoft in a very peculiar situation, an interesting situation, right? Because Microsoft is playing chess, not checkers, right? So what did Microsoft do? After they got the appeal they want in terms of it being fast track, they said, okay, let's move on to the FTC. All right. We know our appeal date is July 28th with the CMA, right? So we got less than a month, right? So what Microsoft did, they went, and they've been working the media this whole time. They went to the medias and the journalist outlets and got them to start writing articles about Microsoft possibly closing over the CMA in the US, in the FTC, right? The newspapers, the articles start circling, MLEX, all the lawyer websites and stuff that the lawyers be signed up to, all of them talking about Microsoft possibly closing over on the CMA despite their decision in the US, right? Because Microsoft can actually close in the US if they wanted to. They can't do it now since the temporary restraining order is in place. So they got that done. Then they went to the FTC and told them after June 15th, we're gonna try to close anytime after June 15th. My guess is that they told them more than that. My guess is that Microsoft has the ability to waive countries from the merger agreement, meaning that they can waive the UK from the merger agreement where they don't need the approval from them. They could waive them, right? So Microsoft
post up just so for our audience to understand, because that's an agreement. That's the agreement between Microsoft and ABK.
And Activision.
Right, which means, of course, those parties, if their backs are against the wall, those two parties who want this merger to go through can change that.
They can change, right? They can make any changes to the merger agreement that they see fit, which is my guess. I don't know entirely, but I know they have a waive clause in there where they can waive countries. In this case, they have the ability to waive the requirement to need the UK, right? So I'm guessing Microsoft had to tell them something like that in order for them to get the FTC to run to federal court that quick, right? So in the filing, in the motion that the FTC filed, it's redacted information, right? It's redacted. They say Microsoft told us, and then the information is redacted. So that's So that's why we needed. So that's why we needed to file. But this is chess, not checkers. So the FTC had was in two positions.
Oh, you're muted, Post.
Oh, my bad. They had two positions. They had two stances, right? They could have assumed that Microsoft was bluffing and stood their ground with the in-house courts trial that's in August and wait for that, or assume that Microsoft would actually close over them, because if Microsoft would have closed prior to the temporary restraining order and the preliminary injunction, it would have been wraps. FTC could have probably appealed or tried to go to a judge, but Microsoft would have closed already. So a preliminary injunction wouldn't have been in play. from my understanding, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they rushed to do it before Microsoft closed because they knew if Microsoft would have closed prior to the preliminary injunction, it would have been no use for them going to the court to do so. All right. So what does that mean? That means Microsoft bluffed the FTC, got them to go to federal court, right? Exactly where they want them. We don't want this we don't want this in the in-house court system. We don't even want to deal with the in-house court judge. Why we don't want to deal with the judge? Because the FTC just made a rule change, right? And that rule change states that the administrative law judge no longer has the power to make a definitive decision on a case, right? His answer, his rule is no longer law. So what happens is that the judge has the ability to make a recommendation back to the commission, which is the FTC. So he can recommend the FTC to do something or not to do something, but the decision will totally come down to the commission, the FTC. So you just strip that law judge of his power. And what does that sound like? It sounds like the CMA, right?
I was just going to say, I'm like, how is that different than the CMA and the CAT? That sounds exactly like it.
Exactly. So because in certain cases, when the tribunal quashes something, it is remitted back to the CMA, and then the CMA can still stand, 10 toes down on that. They might have to change. They might remit back with some and have the CMA
like some revisions or something.
Yeah, some
but
revisions,
still come to the exact same conclusion.
But the CMA still has the ability to come to the exact same conclusion. So the FTC thought they were slick, right? The FTC thought they were slick, and I think that's why when Microsoft saw that rule change, I think that's when they put into motion bluffing them to get them to go to federal court. Because now, since you make that rule change and you put the power of determining this merger into your hands and out of the hands of your own administrative law judge, we finna bypass you and your internal court system and go straight to the federal court system, right? Because that's who has the ability to approve a merger or deny it, right? The FTC doesn't have that ability. So Microsoft say, okay, I see what you did there. You made that rule change. We bluffed you. We got you in front of a federal court. We know we have a strong case. We know we have an extremely strong case. So now that Microsoft has the FTC in front of a federal judge, if they win this case, right, and the preliminary injunction is denied, 5 days after the judge makes that determination, right, and if they rule in Microsoft's favor, Microsoft will be able to close in the United States. That'll be around early July, right?
So all right, so the hearing for that is between the 22nd and the 23rd for the injunction, correct? And you're saying 5?
No, it starts on June 21st. It's going to be on the
Oh, it's the 21st, okay.
It starts on June 21st. I think, let me see here. I got the dates right here. Give me just a second here. I realize. Oh, no, is that it? Here we go. Give me just a second. Where is it?
I'm showing 22nd, 23rd, but I don't know if this is correct.
Okay, so the status conference is the 21st, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
And then the evidentiary hearing, which is the cases where Microsoft able to bring their evidence and the FTC and they battle this out. It's on the 22nd, the 23rd, the 27th, the 28th, and the 29th. Right?
Okay.
The reason why those dates are important because initially the judge ruled 2 days instead of 5.
Okay.
And the FTC was trying to get the 2 days because they knew Microsoft wouldn't have been able to present all their evidence in 2 days. So Microsoft appealed, opposed that, and got the judge to spread it out over 5 days. Now Microsoft have enough time to bring all the evidence to the case to fight this decision. Now, look where we're at, though. Look where we're at, because, we were told, that it was over. This whole thing was dead in the water months ago. So look where we at. Look at the possibility here. There's a possibility that by the end of this month, right, going into early July, if Microsoft do their due diligence in court, right, it's a possibility by early July, Microsoft can be closing this merger in the United States. Right? Right? That's early July.
Right.
The CMA appeal process ain't to the end of July. Right? So between that happening, that leaves the CMA out there on that ledge by themselves.
All by themselves. Right.
No cover, no help. Right? At a time, right? At a time where the international community, in terms of big tech, major corp, small business investors, and are looking at the UK like, I don't know if I want to come there and do business, because if Microsoft got to deal with this, then we most likely gonna deal with this, right? Where people are even questioning whether they want to do business there. So the CMA gonna have to make a decision. Are we gonna stand 10 toes down with our decision and try to keep blocking it? Or are we going to try to work out a solution with Microsoft so we won't look as bad as we do now? You feel me? Now, the reason why I say that's possible is because the CMA final order hasn't been final yet. It hasn't went into order yet, right? It never went into order. It's a draft of a final order. It's a draft. Meaning that at this point, the CMA still has the ability to change their mind or co-op with Microsoft and try to get a deal done. So there's an opportunity, there's a chance that Microsoft can possibly still get this closed before July 18th. There's a small chance.
Right.
But if they win that preliminary injunction, I think the CMA gonna cut a deal.
Yeah, because they don't want to see what happens with that injunction, and that kind of puts more pressure on them if they lose it.
And not only put more pressure on them, now you got the tribunal, the appeal court, the court that Microsoft is appealing to in UK. They're watching what's going on in the US. And if they see that preliminary injunction was blocked by a federal judge and the grounds and the basis that it was blocked on, how you the CMA going to fight that in front of the tribunal?
That's a good point.
And technically, couldn't they go ahead and close over in the UK if things like if the FTC gets finished and they close, and if there is some kind of they just basically have to pay fines. Granted, they're expensive fines, but if they pay the fines, they can technically still the deal's done and they pay their fines. And the deal's merged.
Yeah, so they can still close over. They can close over the UK. They can say, I don't think they're going to do it. I think they want to respect the regulators because they want to have future acquisitions, right? Yes. They want to continue to do mergers and acquisitions, and at this point, you're not going to oppose a regulator body like that because it can have an effect on you for future things that you're trying to do in other sectors of your business. So you're going to try to go about it respectfully, right? You try to go about it respectfully. But I don't think it's going to come to them needing to close over them. I think the CMA save face and instead of looking like the only bad guy out there on the ledge in front of the tribunal, trying to fight a case that 42 or 43 other countries then already opposed, then already approved. You'll look stupid.
Yeah.
You'll look stupid in front of the tribunal and you'll look stupid in front of the world. It wouldn't make any sense.
Let me talk on that point and ask you about what I call the nuclear option for that territory. if they decide to keep on fighting it and be sticklers and be a pain in the ass, do you think it's still possible that there's been the whole talks of Microsoft just splitting out Activision Blizzard out of that territory altogether, literally Blizzard and Activision moving out of that territory literally altogether, still giving them the games through a third-party publisher? Do you think, like, does that even sound like a plausible thing if the CMA were to keep being, jerks a bit, I guess, for lack of a better word, because
everything's on the table at this point.
Yeah,
everything's on the table at this point, Rhetri.
Like, could you see Microsoft doing something like that? Because I could. You know what I mean? Like, I could see them going nuclear and going, you know what? We'll just separate the businesses there, take them out of the country altogether, and then you'll still, because I remember all the UK guys panicking that when there was talks about them leaving, that they weren't going to get games. And I think they were misunderstanding is they weren't going to not get the games. They just weren't going to be published and put out for them through Activision and Blizzard. It would have been somebody else, whether it Take-Two or someone else would have taken over, and nobody's saying no. Nobody who likes money would ever say no to publish for COD, for Overwatch, for Diablo, for like all these awesome games. Like, so I'm just saying, like, do you think if, I guess I'm asking, do you think if the CMA is going to be a stickler that is a possibility?
Rhetri, everything is on the table at this point.
Yeah.
This deal, and that's why Microsoft, and they've been smart about this. That's why they released to the press that they was hiring lawyers to find workarounds to the CMA. See that this is
plant the seed.
Thank you that they planted that seed, right? And that's what kind of forced the FTC to the federal court. Everything is on the table at this point. This deal is too important. And it's not only important for Microsoft, it's important for Activision too. And it's not important for the things we think it is, right? And shout out to my brother Everborn. I love having a conversation. He always makes me see things from so many different perspectives, man. Him and K. Asante. Shout out to both of them good guys, man. It's not about what we think it's about, right? It's about this deal is more so about the data than it is about games.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that theory. I remember Everborn talking about that a while ago. I love the data theory. It makes so much sense to me.
And the data becomes important because now Microsoft right now is the leading company in AI, and everybody is trying to play catch up, right? The data that will come from this to be able to use to feed them AI models, right? And Activision wants to get a hold of Microsoft AI tech as well. And then you got mobile and things like that, but it's a lot of things that it's a lot of detractors. Call of Duty was a detractor. The console and all these games and all the stuff that we was all of them was detractors from the real intentions that Microsoft and Activision have, because Microsoft is already at 150 million monthly active users, right? Activision has about what, 400, close to 400 million, close to 400 million. You mean to tell me a lot of users, 550 a lot of data million, points. 550, and you got access to all that data. Not only that though, you know, right? Your competitor, PlayStation, relies on this first one. You got access to their data now.
Bingo. Right. Yep.
You got access to all their user data, how much they play, what they spend on COD. All you got access to all of that.
And all that data from PlayStation means you can adjust how you are doing your model on your side too, because now you know exactly what they're doing.
That boy Everborn cold, boy. Let me just
Everborn
cold. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't see that. We get so wrapped up in, you know, Call of Duty this, Call of Duty that. Look, man.
Right. Yeah.
Look, COD is COD. COD is great, man. It's good. It's a big game. You know what I'm saying? But it's just so much more to this than what we think. And I actually think there's a possibility that if everything goes well, that they can get this closed before the 18th. And if not, if the CMA
that's like the best case scenario. But what's Go for it. What are you saying? What's the worst?
If the CMA still want to go through the appeal process, Microsoft still has a strong case there.
KSI. Oh boy, we need a tinfoil hat emoji.
I had to.
Listen, I love tinfoil hat, dude, because like Post has said and other people have said, this is unprecedented. Like this deserves a tinfoil hattery because new things are happening that have never happened, right?
Yeah.
So
but I did learn today that in terms of the tribunal, I know everybody has this assumption that they have to remit. They don't have to remit the case back to the CMA. They can be the final decision.
That is something I learned not too long ago too. That I was told just because I think historically it just doesn't happen. So everyone's like, well, it's never happened. Like, you know what I mean? So I didn't even know it was a possibility.
You know why it never happened?
That's another thing.
Because most companies walk away.
Right, exactly. Because they have no money left. They can't fight anymore.
They don't fight.
Because they got Aaron Brockovich.
Right, look, exactly. They don't want to spend the money it'll take. But Microsoft, man, cloud got them eating good right now. Like Azure and the AI, they eating good. Like they can spend the money, but this just tell you how important they see Activision. And Activision pretty much needs Microsoft more than Microsoft needs them. Activision needs the resources to compete with the Chinese mobile companies, with the Japanese companies and stuff like that. They need the resources. Activision don't have the resources for data centers and stuff like that, or the finances to even, to even front one. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look at like the cloud gaming thing too. Like everyone's like, well, I don't understand why Activision Blizzard can't just do make all these deals with the cloud services outside of Microsoft. Well, money. That's why. Like it's money and time, resources.
And when Judge Smith from the tribunal, when he made that comment, when he said, look, we're not going to do this like we always do this. This is not normal right here. This is something new. We have never been here before, and we're not gonna treat it like that. When he said that, I was like,
yeah, I love
you know what I'm saying? I love when he said that. And that's when I kind of flip the script and say, look, okay, everything that I've been told prior to all of this about how the CMA is, about how the tribunal is, how they rule, and this and that, throw it all out the window.
Yeah.
Throw it all out the window. Because at this point, what we're seeing right now, everything that's happening, it's new. It ain't even documented right now. It's gonna be documented afterwards, but because
this is gonna be studied. I've been saying this for a while. This is gonna be studied by like law students for years and years, and mergers and acquisition lawyers are gonna be talking about this forever.
I had a conversation with a chief editor from a big publication that reached out to me about this merger, and he reached out to me, and I got to the DM late, so I DM'd him later that evening, but he didn't respond until the morning, right? And he was like, I apologize. I've been a little busy. A lot of stuff going on in the mergers and acquisition world. But despite that, everybody want to know about Microsoft, this Microsoft and Activision deal. He pretty much said, look, all this stuff there's so much stuff going on, but all people care about is this Microsoft and Activision deal.
Yep.
And I was like, wow. And so you go back to the first meeting Microsoft had with the in-house the administrative law judge.
Yeah,
where they had
I was there. I was listening in on
it. Was so many people on the call, it crashed. The Microsoft
crashed.
lawyers couldn't even get in. That's how
I remember that post. She couldn't even get back in. I was there, but the Microsoft lawyer couldn't even get in.
That lets you this, and I don't think that in the way the judges have been, I don't think that's ever happened. Ever happened. No. And then you look at the CMA live stream. I bet you had so many people watching those two case managers conference. I'm talking about Big Corp, everybody all around the world watching, trying to see what's going to happen and how this process is going to play out, because big tech is wondering like, okay, we need to know what we need to do and what we do not need to do in order to get these cases approved if Microsoft have to deal with this, right?
Yeah.
We also need to know what guidelines and things like that is going to be put in place from this. That's going, you know what I'm saying? What guidelines, what changes that the regulators are going to make if this deal go through. Right?
And what guidelines? I know which one when I'm thinking. The one I've been saying since day one, Game Pass price stays for X amount of time. That's what I'm thinking, at least on the Microsoft side, because I saw an article from Tweaktown today talking about it was the opposition, it was the response to the motion from Microsoft, and right in there somewhere around page 20 something, I can't remember what it was, but it talks about even after the merger with Activision and Call of Duty, that Game Pass prices stay the same. So I think that's at least cool. Like, I'll take that. But is there anything you're thinking of in particular post up?
No, I was speaking on the scale of the laws in terms of the regulatory laws.
Oh, you're talking regulatory law. Oh, that's definitely probably going to change. I think even on the CMA side and the FTC
and
side.
It's going to be effective whether this deal go through or not. There's the landscape, and it's changing now. Like I said earlier, when the FTC made that move to take the power from their in-house court system, I don't know how long Lena Khan gonna be in there because she do. We don't know, but this deal is very, very important. It supersedes gaming, and it's very interesting. And I love reporting on it. I love reading about it. And I love having discussions and things like that to get new perspectives from different people and to just simply learn. Okay. Just simply learn. I don't know. We ain't know nothing about this, right? It's new to all of us. But here we are talking about it. And whether the next move come from Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo or EA or Take-Two or a company outside that's peeking in like Walmart, Comcast, Apple, Amazon, all these big companies that everybody look, y'all see what Apple just did, right? At their last showcase, right? With their operating system, right?
Yeah.
Y'all see they got that that software where you're able to run Windows games native.
Smart
on Mac. Well, not native, but they run them in a
like the emulator, right?
But they run really well. And Apple say, look, with if you make the code native, they'll run even better. Don't sleep on Apple.
I wouldn't either. Not with the M1 chips and M2 chips out there. Like now that they're fast enough for gaming, like I think it would be stupid to sleep on them.
They're quietly. They're doing it to where they don't want to ring any alarms, arouse any suspicion.
Exactly, right.
Because most people, when you say Macs, I'm like, ain't nobody playing on no damn. That's what they want you to think.
Not when you think game. That's what they want you. Like,
and that AR VR headset is it's gonna slide them into the look. Don't sleep on them. Y'all might think they don't care about gaming, but they're gonna pop up on you, and you're gonna be like, where they come from? And I'm gonna tell you, they always been there. You just ain't been paying attention.
Yeah, let's not forget how awesome their mobile side is doing. If you want to talk subscription numbers, they destroy Xbox. It's not even close. They destroy them.
Ain't even close.
If they want to go, if they go AAA and they want to really get into it, oh boy, watch out.
and what they're possibly going to do is take the data that they get from that emulation software. They're going to probably have a few developers write some native codes for AAA games. Take that data and watch the next probably M chip that get announced. Probably it's going to over time they're going to be more and more compatible with the gaming side. Now that they got the AR VR headset, where they're going to be doing VR, where they're going, because developers fit to go crazy with their headset. They're giving developers a year to kind of start developing AR and VR games for the headset. And that's going to be their door. They're going to slide in through the VR, and then they're going to pop up on AAA side, and you're going to be like, I didn't see this coming.
Yeah, so you should see it coming. Netflix is doing it. Amazon's doing it. Apple's next.
Netflix. And so So now you got all these corporations. Even Walmart said they was going to do cloud streaming a year or two ago. They said they're going to come up with their own cloud streaming service. Verizon hinted at it a while back. Just look at the cell phone.
Comcast's been trying to get into this for a while too.
Yeah, look at the cell phone providers who got millions of users already, who got the hardware in their hand already, and who even has the infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, these mergers, look, learn now, get a foundation now, because we're going over the next 5 or 10 years, we're gonna be having a lot of conversations, and there's gonna be some surprises here and there of who by who, but it's coming. The consolidation is gonna continue because since gaming is the number one entertainment market
everybody
in the world,
wants a piece.
Everybody wants a piece, and it's going to continue to grow. It supersedes music, movies, books, all of that.
All of it put together too.
And
it's
so
crazy.
all these companies are going to try to find, we need to get a piece of that.
Yeah. Even a little piece makes you ridiculous amounts of money. You don't even need a lot of it. You just need a little piece. You know, I'm okay with these guys getting into it. Like I'm not bothered by Apple. What scares me, what I don't want to happen is we already have 3 hardware platforms. PC would be a 4th if you count all the all the other pieces like Stream Deck and all that other stuff. It starts getting crazy. I don't want these other guys. They can make games. I really hope they don't make hardware. Like I don't want to. I don't want to buy another damn console.
Now you know if Apple makes some hardware, you're gonna be.
Yeah, you're right. I probably would. But here's the thing. I'm a former Apple guy. I just became a PC guy a couple of years ago. I've been editing on Apple since 1998. So, but I love my PC. But there's room enough for everybody. But I don't want any more hardware competition.
Well, you know why Apple's wanting to do it, right? You know why Apple's wanting to do it, right?
Here comes the money.
Right. They like to control everything too. They love control.
Exactly.
They're in the best position in terms of their ecosystem and how how they got the ecosystem set up. The MacBooks, the iPads, the iPhone, all communicate, all share. Pretty much, you know what I'm saying?
That's why I stuck with them post forever. That's why I stuck with them, because jumping out of the ecosystem was somewhat scary for me. I finally did it, but man, we stuck in that for a while. I mean, I still got the phone, so they got me.
I left Apple last year in October. I used to work for Apple.
Wow, nice.
And so I got everything Apple. I got everything Apple around me. I was a senior advisor for all iOS and Beats products, and then I was a technical advisor for all Mac products. So I moved from the PC ecosystem to the Apple ecosystem, and then I got stuck in it. I got stuck in it because it's just so easy, right?
Yeah. Ease of use. That's if I ask anyone older, no offense to anyone older, but my parents are like, what should I do? Like what computers and stuff? Go Apple. You want to make it easy on yourself? Just use an Apple.
And I love them. Start on my iPhone, pick up on my iPad, go to my computer. I get a text message to my phone. I can see it on the iPad. It's just the AirDrop. It's just so much. The Apple TV. It's just so much stuff. I'm just so comfortable in the ecosystem. And I do music too.
Awesome.
I do music. This is if you're doing video or anything audio.
Yep. That's why I was doing it forever.
It's not even a competition. It's not even a competition. The best place to do it.
You're gonna post up. You're gonna start a Windows versus Apple war.
I didn't do that. My bad, because we didn't got all. I didn't pull way off. You probably got some window people.
We took an exit.
Yeah,
that's okay.
We're good.
You probably got some people in the chat, man, right now.
No.
Especially the Android people. They pull up. Android matter. We've been doing that for the last 12 years. Yeah.
I will do a little quick self-promotion though. If you do want to find out more about Post Up, on this channel that you're watching right now, we do have interview videos. And one of interviews that we've done is Post Up. Want to find out more about him? Also, Rhetri as well. Find out more information about Rhetri.
Yes.
And Post Up. So I'm just saying, nice
definitely.
little interviews. Get the behind the scenes.
Don't watch mine.
Your favorite
watch
content providers.
Yeah,
whatever.
Just make fun of me. And it was terrible.
I did not make fun of you.
You can watch man, but before I
didn't say you made fun of me. I say I was terrible. No.
You weren't.
Oh, you might have. I don't remember.
Me and Dave was jealous so much in the conversation we forgot to start talking about.
we did. We're like
we're talking about everything, and we popped up like, oh, let's get to the.
Let's get to the interview quick. Exactly. It was great though. It was great. Let's get this super chat real quick.
Super chat. I don't disagree with this, Enigmatic Dreams, and this is one of the main reasons I moved on. $2 super chat from Enigmatic Dreams. Apple is trash. They make it hard to fix products. Brother, I'm from my engineering days, and I take apart computers. I was doing that stuff all the time, and Apple pissed me off enough where they just started integrating everything to the motherboards and stuff where I just gave up. And that's one of the
guys, look behind me.
Is that you or is that Post?
That's my Apple computer started getting possessed. I'm gonna
dude, are you telling me your Apple computer just turned on, or is that a sound effect you push up? Oh, dude, okay, come on, that's creepy.
He did that with a remote button.
No.
The eye is watching. That is creepy.
I'll be right back. Oh, we have another super chat. I'm gonna let you read that one too. Oh my goodness, too funny.
Enigmatic Dreams, $2 super chat. But I understand. I miss my Windows Phone best OS. Well, okay.
A lot of people say
that's
that.
where you lose me. That's where you
a lot
lose
of
me.
people
I hated
say
that OS.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
But Enigmatic, I can say the previous model phones, they did intentionally create them to make it hard for people to, replace them, and for people who work on iPhones on the side to kind of fix them and replace things on them. But they changed all of that. Now it's a website they got where you can go back each individual part that you need. Is it a screen? Whatever you need from that motherboard or whatever, you can go buy it and get it put on yourself or put it on yourself.
Yeah. I used to I was talking not on the phone side. I know the phones always had a bad reputation, so I'm glad to see that they turned a corner. I was talking on the computer side.
I don't know about the computer side.
Yeah, on the computer side started to drive me nuts because they started making it impossible. But it is what it is. Like I know a lot of people still love their Macs, and I don't blame them. I've gotten the I almost wanted to go back to the M1 chips when I heard they were so good. I'm like, don't do it. Like,
hey, let me tell you something. I got an M2. Oh man,
it's fast. I know.
Yes.
I do miss the speed.
It's as
There's pros and cons, guys.
It's pros and cons, but it's as advertised. It is.
On the engineering side, I worked 19 years with Windows. At my home, I had Mac. Okay, so trust me when I say I played in both worlds for a very long time, and both of them do things very well. But nobody, in my opinion, is faster than Mac. Like, oh my God, is it just blazingly fast? Jim Ryan, it's 2 a.m. here. I need rest. Big week ahead. Big week ahead of us. It is future PS5 owners. That's true.
Jim Ryan, keep lying, brother. Lie on, brother. Lie on, brother. We know the hurt and pain you feel right now.
Yeah, God Emperor, you're right. Mac does not have many games on their computer system yet. Listen to what Post Up said. I swear I think he's onto something. It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming.
Clip what he said, because I'm 100% agreeing with him. Gaming is a big revenue. Mobile might be number one, but I do expect Apple, just like Netflix and Amazon, to step up eventually. I really do.
Yeah, but Amazon got their 1 foot in and 1 foot out right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're waiting on. Yeah, I don't know what they're waiting on, even on the cloud front.
Amazon reminds me of Google. They just you can't, it's hard to take them seriously because they say they're going to do all these things and they kind of dabble in it. And then they'll make these good games and then they won't really commit with their studios. It's very odd. But,
they brought a few studios into it. And I'm like, okay, what are they doing? Like, and they don't even promote, or I don't even see that many Luna commercials. Like,
I don't see
in terms of what they're
Luna,
doing in the cloud. I mean, I haven't even tried Luna, so I don't know how it plays versus xCloud. I know NVIDIA with the 490s and stuff in the cloud.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that's incredible.
Yeah.
I heard it's incredible, but yeah, we're at the end game, y'all. We're almost at the finish line. Either we gonna run across with victory,
or lick our wounds and go home.
Or we're gonna lick exactly where we're gonna lick our robes and go on. But I'm gonna tell you this: I'm 10 toes down. I'm 10 toes. I'm gonna ride this thing into the wheels fall off.
Ride or die, ride or die.
I'm ride or die with it.
I want a percentage from you. What you think the chances of this happening are? This going through? Give me a percentage. What do you think?
Okay. The CMA.
The whole. Yeah, I guess you can. You can do them separate if you want. You can
do it separate, and then I'll say this with the CMA. I give it. I think they had a 50-50 chance. I think it's a 50-50 chance that it go their way, and I think it's another 50% that it don't go their way. And then with the FTC, I'm 80-20 on that. Well, I'm 90. Look, I'm
he's
95%.
Going up. He's already 5 seconds later. He changes his mind.
Because I'm looking. I had to pull back and realize that the FTC doesn't have a case. They're still using data from December of 2022. They're still using the console SLC. They still saying that Microsoft has the intentions to pull COD off PlayStation. All them arguments that even though the UK blocked the deal, the UK killed the console SLC. And said Microsoft don't have financially, in terms of financial, it'd be stupid of them.
No incentive, right?
Right, no incentives to pull call. The EU did the same thing, right? And you finna go in front of them, and then all the other regulatory bodies did the same thing, right? And then you finna go in front of a judge, right? And let the judge know over the year, and in the time span of this all happening, that you ain't did no additional research. You ain't even update your argument.
You know what it feels like, Post? It feels just like with the CMA or was it a CMA or the FTC? Which one was the lawyer that showed up and got hired 2 days before?
It was the CMA.
It was CMA, right? CMA. Okay. Yeah, remember right? Who kept going, because dude, you just showed up. Showed up. What are you doing? You knew this was coming a month ago and you just hired this dude. What are you doing?
And you showed up with one expert.
Right. Yeah.
Microsoft got 5. They got 5 experts, right? You got one expert, right, that wrote a 350-page document being against the deal, right? And then come to find out that you also wrote a paper back in 2013 that contradicts the 350 page you submitted to the FTC. What are we doing here, Rich? We're going to go in front of the court with that?
Yeah. It's weak.
God, the judge is paying attention.
Yeah, exactly.
And then so you going there with these arguments that's already been scrapped by other regulators, right? Like how you gonna have the galls to even stand in front of a judge and Microsoft gonna say, okay, oh, you talk about the Europe, the UK, oh yeah, they squashed that. Europe, China, China, right? Brazil, all these other regulatory bodies that did it unconditionally, they scrapped all that. You're the only one that's arguing these arguments, right? So
is everyone else's math wrong or is your math wrong?
Exactly. Like my question is, what have the FTC been doing over this last year?
Losing. Been losing cases left and right. Let me get to this real quick. $2 super chat from Enigmatic Dreams. Posts up pulling a "This is Sparta." I 100% agree. He agrees with your sentiment there, so that's good. Appreciate that, Enigmatic. Go on, post up. Sorry about that.
No, what got me was when the filings, when the motions that was filed for the federal judge, and it's going in front of a judge that was who had determined the gamers lawsuit, right?
Right.
The gamers lawsuit had some of the same arguments as the FTC, but in this case it's different, right? You got that group that's just trying to get some money. They just trying to be a bug and get Microsoft to get them some money and say go on somewhere. That's pretty much their whole intentions, right?
Right.
What the FTC is betting on, the FTC is not betting on the facts or the merits, right? They're trying to just raise a question. They want to be able to just raise a question, to have the judge just possibly think about some of the who was this? Let me put this. Hold on. Give me just a second. Hold on.
Yeah. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, we can.
I'll do this. I'll do this super chat. Drawn TJ $5 super chat. The deal is definitely done. FTC F around and find out. Oh, I love that, Drawn TJ. That's my favorite saying. That's what my wife says. F around and find out. Yeah. I think you're right. I think you're right, sir.
Now, does she say that to you personally, or
sometimes? No, she ain't gonna lie. I got a mouth on me, so sometimes I deserve it, Dave. You know that.
Oh, we all do, buddy. We all do. A big shout out to the over 140 people that are in the chat right now. Thank you so much. We've had up to 150 people at one time watching us tonight, and we greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And just a quick update of why Post Up is taking care of something there. That we were going to have Doomcutie on as well, and last minute, literally a minute before the show was to start. She had a family emergency, so she had to step away and take care of that, which we totally understand. She's an amazing content creator, and we're gonna mention here on the way out. We're gonna mention her new show that's coming up July 1st, and maybe she'll be able to get back on. If not, we'll make sure that everybody knows about it.
All right, I'm back.
Thank you, sir.
My older daughter called me because she
That's
did
all good.
my younger daughter hair. She wanted, Daddy, look at what I did. Yeah, but I would say this though. I just never. I thought the FTC was at least doing its due diligence in terms of its research, getting more experts and things like that. Actually preparing for an outcome that they might have to be put in front of a federal judge. And it just seems to be based on the information that came out so far. They ain't done shit.
They're not doing that, right?
They ain't done shit. They working off the same stuff they initially started with. And I don't know how that's going to play in front of a judge that's already up to speed on this case, on the gamers lawsuit case that's pretty much got a fundamental understanding of what's going on. Yeah, and I just got to believe that Microsoft lawyers is going to rip the FTC lawyers to shreds. Now, the FTC is trying to bank on just bringing something into question. They believe that if they can bring something into question, that they can get a preliminary injunction off that versus the facts or the merits. But I don't think it's enough. Look, Microsoft is ready. They got 5 experts. 3 of them already been disposed, and two, I think the other 2 will be disposed by the 21st, which is the day that the first trial starts. So, look, I'm 90 to 95% that Microsoft can win against the FTC. They got too much facts. They got too many facts on their side.
Right.
And then they got the fact that every other regulatory body outside of the FTC or the United States kind of didn't really care about what the FTC is bringing in front of the judge. And they look past it like, yeah, okay, we good. Even the UK had to bend the knee on the console SLC, you know? And and so I think that their main thing, the FTC is going to try to pull off is the market definitions, and I still think they're going to lose in the market definitions with the high end PS5 and Xbox is a high end, and then and it's so stupid because at one point the FTC excluded Nintendo, and now they're bringing Nintendo back. I don't know what's going on, Rhetri and WEBDAVE. This is shit is excuse my vulgarity.
No, you're good.
This is pure comedy, bro. This is like a clown
because you're scratching
show.
your head wondering
Like,
this is what our taxpayers dollars go to, and you're like, these guys are terrible. Like this should be a breeze on the FTC side for Microsoft. CMA side, you're going 50-50. I'm going to go a little higher on that because I think no matter what happens, even if the CMA is sticklers, I think Microsoft will go nuclear option. I think they'll leave the damn country. I really do. I think it's that important to them.
Yeah, I think they're going to go. Look, I'll say this. If the tribunal keep it and doesn't remit back to the CMA and they make the final decision, then the CMA can't. I think the CMA could try to appeal, but
gotcha.
I don't know how that process goes.
Right.
I'm hoping that the tribunal keeps it and doesn't remit it back to the CMA, because if they do, we know what the CMA own. We know what they own, right?
Right.
But in terms of the FTC, I'm not underestimating the FTC. Don't get me wrong, I'm not underestimating, but the facts are on our side. The facts are on our side. Infinite Umbra, what's good, brother?
Infinite, what's going on, brother?
Good to see you, brother.
I just got a question for Infinite real quick. Are you still on Do Not Disturb for Diablo? Just kidding. He knows what that means.
So mean.
I was giving him crap last night from being. I was like, "F you with your Do Not Disturb." Like, I'm too good to play with y'all. I need to play my games. Just kidding, Umbra. I love you.
I would say this though. It's gonna be it's gonna be interesting the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I say strap in. It's for to be a wild ride. I will say to my content creators, get ready. We finna have so much content because now that we're in front of a federal court, I spoke with Destin. from IGN. He's going to be there at the case. He's going to be transcribing everything because these cases are not going to be live streamed or anything like that. And it's probably most likely due to confidential information. And it probably be parts in doing this trial where the journalist is not allowed in the courtroom due to certain confidential information.
Yeah, all that redacted info.
Yeah,
they don't want you to know that for a reason.
We also got false patent.
Yes.
Flying in from another country.
Yeah, that's crazy to me that he's doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be there. He look at this as a historic moment. So he's going to be there transcribing stuff for us as well. And let me tell you something. When the trial starts, this is where the snitching start, right? Let me tell you something. This where the snitching. We finna find out what's really been going on. What's really been happening. Who been saying what. Who been doing what? Sony. Oh, we finna find out everything. So I'm telling all my content creators that's in the chat WEBDAVE, we finna have a lot to talk about. we finna have. I'm just telling y'all, get ready.
All the dirty laundry's coming out, brother.
Shout out to Risky. All the dirty laundry.
Going on,
we
Risky?
finna be podcasting because we finna have a lot to talk about. And stuff is already coming out already. Just like in Microsoft motion that they filed in opposition to the FTC, they stated that Jim Ryan, during the day of the announcement, said it's redacted, but pretty much they were saying he wasn't worried about losing Call of Duty.
Yes. Yep. So it was a lie. So they lie. Well, everyone says he's a liar. There you go, guys.
You mean to tell me you've been lying? You've been running up to the regulator. I won't be able to pay my phone bill, my mortgage. I might lose my car. I might lose my car. Baby got it. I couldn't even get no Pampers the other day because
I'm gonna have to fire my staff for my second yacht. This isn't okay.
Please don't let them take Call of Duty from me. Please don't. You mean to tell me you've been doing this all this time and you knew from the jump that how much Call of Duty makes on PlayStation? You knew Microsoft wasn't going to be able to write that number off, especially after just spending over $70 billion.
Exactly.
So you've been lying all this time. Lord, but Jesus, Last of Us 3 won't come out if we lose Call of Duty. Help us, regulators. Help. What is going on this whole time?
Exactly.
This whole time, he been living up to Lion Ryan.
That's so funny. That's so
It's-
funny. Yeah, but
it's
between
crazy.
him and Lena Khan.
Exactly.
They look so much alike.
Risky, he had it again. Risky, he is at it again. So we was right to give him that name.
Yes.
Yeah. It's vindicated now. It's in the redacted documents, which are
and I'm glad Microsoft, and I'm also glad that they put in there. Look, we offer Sony the same contract that everybody else signed. They said no. Right? We offered the FTC the same remedies that the EU just approved. Right? We've been trying to work with the FTC to figure this out. They said they don't want to talk to us. How the FTC gonna stand in front of a federal judge? What reason you gonna give the federal judge, oh, right, you didn't come to the table and want to work out an agreement with Microsoft? Make it make sense.
I like this King WEBDAVE, new name Jim, live service Ryan. Yeah, they should call him the Gas. That's it. That his new name should be the Gas, because that's
the gas man.
Because
he'll pump your gas for you.
Vapor. He's just it's all vaporware with this guy. So yeah, sorry Sony guys. Like I love my Sony PlayStation, but damn, after watching that showcase, I was like, what the hell was that?
You know what that was, right? That means you're no longer in the Shaun Layden era. All his games is gone. They already out, right?
Yep.
Right. And all this time, the accolades and the prestige that the PlayStation community been giving Jim Ryan ain't even worked. You giving it to the wrong man.
True.
Right.
Facts.
And it's crazy because they celebrate Jim Ryan for what Shaun Layden did, and then they downplay Phil for what Donnie D did.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, them ain't Phil Gaines, Donnie D. That's from that 1 billion. Phil ain't gave us nothing. Well, that last Xbox showcase was all Phil. No attachment to Donnie D or nobody.
Yeah.
And look what happened.
Backwards compatibility push. That was all Phil Spencer.
That was his vision. That was his content. I don't know Xbox One or none of that, because none of them games gonna be on the Xbox One. We done with that system and we done development for it. What you get and what you see from here on out is his vision and his content. And he cooking off bat already. And we ain't even got to the final dish yet.
A lot more to come. A lot more to come from the Xbox guys. It's crazy.
I say this, and I'm gonna say this. Just think about what he showed, right? What he showed, 11 first-party games?
Something like that. Yeah. I think that sounds right.
And just think about what he got in the tuck that wasn't even there.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier post too. I was saying we were talking about saying basically what wasn't there was a better show than Sony's show. What wasn't there?
It lets you know that if you look at it and you bored, we could talk Xbox pipeline all the way into 2028. Name up, you can't do that for PlayStation and Nintendo, and you can't tell me I'm lying.
Nope.
You could do that for Xbox though. You can literally talk games all the way into 2028. Right? Every studio you have right now is working on multiple IPs, not just one. Right?
Crazy.
And then if they get Activision,
exactly.
They get Activision, right?
And then they're not done. Post. That's what's crazy.
They're not done.
Finished.
They're not done. They're not even finished, right? Because Microsoft is saying, look, Microsoft knows who's trying to get their hand on the industry. He know them. He know they coming. They know they coming.
Yep.
we finna buy what we can and solidify our stable, our force, before everybody come in and get the picking.
Right. Look what Embracer did. That's why Embracer jumped on that, one of the best deals I've ever seen. And look at, now they're hurt, and that's probably going to come right back to Xbox or somebody. You know what I mean? It'll probably come right back home.
By the time everybody else come in and try to, y'all get the leftovers. But Microsoft, look, we gonna grab what we can grab right now, right? Sony can't spend with us. We ain't worried about them, right? Sony can't spend with us. And matter of fact, if this Activision deal go through, we need to go holler at Embrace over there that's hurting for some money, because we Crystal Dynamic is working on Perfect Dark. We need them.
Yep.
We need them, right?
Yes.
We need Eidos. Eidos, we need them too, right?
Sobo.
Yeah,
100%.
Sobo, who got a 10-year contract for Microsoft Flight Simulator, right? Then you also got IO Interactive, which I heard some rumblings about, some conversations that Microsoft was having with them a while back. I don't know if the conversations got cut off or are still going, but
I mean, you got Microsoft working with People Can Fly now too. Another Project Maverick, another game coming up. $30 to $50 million budget.
It's working on that Dragon game we don't know about. See, look, let me tell y'all. The pipeline is stacked.
Yes.
Yeah. You get Activision, right? You take all those support studios and say, go back to being studios. Create what you want to create. You get a Call of Duty. You separate Call of Duty. You build your own. I will do to Kyle what you get your own facility. Hire developers that specifically want to work on COD and just do that. These other studios, let them be studios. Let them start creating again. You know what I'm saying? You don't have just look.
It's crazy to think about.
It's crazy.
Like, all the old IP and just having them. Like that's one of the things that excites me the most post about getting Activision. It's not, I love Activision and Blizzard's catalog. I play almost all of their games. But what I'm more excited about is like what you're alluding to, and that's the freedom to do all kinds of different things, bring back old IP and let these studios do more of what they want. I think that's almost as exciting to me as getting Call of Duty in the pipeline every year where I don't have to spend $70 on it, which is also cool.
And then Phil do what he say. He said, we're going to take Call of Duty and do it every 2 years, not every 1 year, right?
Yep, which I definitely agree with.
Right.
I definitely love that idea. Right. Yeah.
So you give some time to breathe, right? You're going to, at that point, you're going to have about like 30-some studios. Imagine 30-some studios all working on multiple IPs. That's going to launch day and date in Game Pass. I don't think y'all understand why Sony is scared.
Yep. I do. Yeah. That's why I started my whole channel is about Game Pass, because I saw
as soon as this deal is done
away.
too. As soon as this ABK deal is done, you know the board is going to be asking Phil, "Who's next?
Who's next?"
They did it after ZeniMax.
Yep.
I'm just saying, the threat to the landscape, and the reason why they scared is because Game Pass has the ability and is already reshaping the landscape on how gamers consume their games, right?
Yep.
Sony has thrived for decades off the buy-to-play model, right? That's kind of being weaved out.
Yeah. It's archaic. It might not happen tomorrow, but I think it's going to happen eventually. Look, remember when we were all saying like, oh God, like all these streaming services, they all have them now. They're freaking everywhere. Right? Same thing's going to happen in gaming. Count it. It's definitely happening. Like you can fight the future all you want, even if you're I think buying the games will probably always be there digitally, not physical, of course. That's dying too. You're literally watching physical media die right in front of your face.
Yeah, so can you read that super
don't
chat
be
real quick?
surprised. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Enigmatic Dreams, $2 super chat. Tomb Raider must come with them. Talking Embracer, yeah. Also Capcom next, 100% on the Capcom. I think we need an Eastern developer / publisher, and it's probably be Sega, but I personally want Capcom. That's just me, but I'll take either way you win. Either way you win.
For my brother Everborn.
Yeah.
The Sonic Chronicles, brother. Boy, that boy loves
Sonic
Sonic.
Chronicles. Yeah, Sappho. People can flag up burnt by Square. I wonder if that contract was to also help them out. Well, unfortunately, People Can Fly, they have another contract with Square. So as you know, whatever happened with the Outriders thing with them, which I thought was a great game. So honestly, personally, I loved Outriders. I'm very excited. When I heard Microsoft was working with People Can Fly again, I wanted them to buy them back in the day. I was like, this is a cool game. Thanks, Square, for giving us that bone.
Because people can Xbox, you feel me?
So yeah,
yes,
but
sir.
I know People Can Fly, unfortunately, is because the thing is, when you just need money, right, to make games sometimes, and this is a tough business. So People Can Fly have made a deal with Square again, outside of the Microsoft deal. So
Look,
they got multiple things cooking.
I think that
Outriders was
working
awesome.
on Outriders too. The only thing that played Outriders was the issues. Was the issue when people started losing? They worked all that time and they started losing all their equipment and all that stuff, and that because prior to that, man, the numbers was up on that, and me and the guys was playing it like every day.
It was a big deal. That was a very big deal on Game Pass,
and I beat it too. I beat it.
Yeah, me too. That game was kind of hard for me, but yeah, I eventually beat it. But I mean, people are there's rumors going around. It's Gears because People Can Fly worked on Gears Judgment. I don't think so. I kind of hope it's not. I hope it's something different.
Gears collection.
Yeah, I don't know. People were saying they'll redo Gears Judgment. I said no way in hell that's happening, but I've been wrong before. I just don't see Judgment. I just don't see people wanting Judgment.
I don't think it's a need for a I just don't think it's a need for collectors.
I don't either. A lot of people disagree with that, though. A lot of people want their Gears, at least the Marcus Phoenix collection. A lot of people want that, and I don't blame them for that. But I'd rather see Coalition do other stuff, either Gears 6 or move on to a new IP altogether. That would be fantastic. But yeah, I'm excited to see what People Can Fly, what the IP is, and what the heck it is. But good to hear that other people enjoyed that game, because I know a lot of people crapped on it because of the issues they had in the beginning. But all in all, I thought it was very solid. And I saw a studio that had a lot of potential. Like the potential is definitely there with that studio. So it'd be dope to see what they can come up with next. Big Bad Bo saying Outriders and World Slayer was dope. Absolutely. Like I agree wholeheartedly. Like,
I would say this, man. Just we're in for a ride, a heck of a ride, man. It's look, and I would say, and I said this on my show, and I want to say it on y'all, man. Look, Xbox community, to the Xbox community, we're flying high right now, right?
Yeah.
Positive energy, everything. Don't let the PlayStation community dim your light.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop arguing with these people about 30 frames and 60 frames and how a player look in the game. That's just to distract you from your glory. That's all it is. We didn't have this big show. We laughed and had fun because we finally getting the Xbox that we want. And instead of kind of basking in that glow, we on Twitter arguing with some people, right? That claim they hate the Xbox ecosystem, but soon the Xbox game come out that's big, all of a sudden they got an Xbox and Game Pass. Tell me I'm lying.
Exactly.
Yep. Hold the line. That's right. Listen, we've held the line this long. It's finally paid off, people.
King, what will we do?
Tell them, Rhetri. Facts.
We held the line and it's finally paying off, guys. Remember that saying, this is the year? Holy crap, we actually found it. It's
arguing with people who sit on Twitter and clown Xbox, but the minute a big Xbox game come out, their Xbox is turned on and their Game Pass subscription is active.
Let the games do the talking. Let the games do the talking.
Let them cry about what they out here making petitions for the Starfield to be on PlayStation there.
That's so
after
silly.
trashing it. After trashing it from the first showing.
Yep.
After trashing it when they first show, they made videos of zooming in on characters. They made fun of the Starfield characters. They even made fun of the shooting mechanics. And then after this showing,
oh my god! If you make fun of the shooting mechanics on what I just saw, you're an idiot.
No, I'm talking about the first showing. I'm talking about the first showing. They was making fun of the shooting mechanics. They was making fun of the All right, they was making fun of the characters and everything, right? Then after this showing, they created a petition talking about they want to get it on PlayStation 5. Huh? What are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You know what they could do, right? Post. Just buy a damn Xbox already. Damn problem solved.
Well, you know they're supposed to have these powerful PCs, right?
That's right.
Yeah. You know they're supposed to have the most powerful PCs in the community, right? So they shouldn't have
I've seen the living rooms of some of these guys. These guys don't even sweep. They ain't got no PC that's $2-3 grand. I've seen them. Just saying. Some of y'all need to clean your shit. Just saying.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
So man, just to the Xbox community, man, laugh, enjoy yourself, enjoy this moment. Don't let nobody take it away from you. Because it's many more to come. We still got to get Indiana Jones. We still got to get Perfect Dark. We still got to get Contraband, State of Decay 3, Gear 6, the other IP that the Coalition was working on before they moved to Gear. The Halo still got seasons coming out. They got a whole new Halo team over there. They kicked all the old people out. They rebuilt
whatever id Software is working on.
Like, software, Machine Games, Arcane working on multiple apps. Like,
Tango Gameworks, maybe even within 3. Like, who knows, right?
I ain't got time to pay attention to the hate when you eat like this on Game Pass.
Exactly.
You feel me? So that's all. That's it, man.
Yeah. Awesome. As we kind of start to wrap things up, first of all, I want to say thank you to Post Up for being here. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
you are an amazing member of the community, and everything you do. Your show is fantastic. You always have great guests on. It's informative. It's fun, and you know what you're talking about because you're serious about this. You enjoy it, and it shows. So thank you.
And we love having you here, Post, man. Like you got open invite here, like anytime.
Thank you so much. I'm getting y'all on the show sometime this month. I'm already reaching out to people. I had We Bleed Green on yesterday. And so throughout the week and in the weekends, I'm starting getting guests on the show, man. So WEBDAVE, you already know. Rhetri, you already know. I'm going to reach out to both of y'all.
Awesome.
Thanks, y'all, so we can, do what we do. And since we're going to have a lot to talk about between now and next month. So,
yeah.
So definitely, kidding. Man. But man, thanks for having me, man. I show up anytime, man. If I got the time, you already know.
Awesome. Man. I want to do this real quick as we start to wrap up, and then we'll get your out points there. But I put it in the chat, and if everybody can, if you don't mind, click through on the link at some point for the new Confessions of a Gamer Girl podcast that Doomcutie is the host of, and she has several co-hosts as well. I think Ellen is one of them, and then I blocked my own screen.
I think it's Alicia and Ellie.
Elisa, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Is the other, and they are really looking to kind of to empower the women gamer, which I think is fantastic. And it's not a it's not a girls against boys kind of thing. That's definitely not what it's about. Doomcutie is an amazing member of the community, and and girls sometimes either get picked on or underappreciated. But I don't know if you've ever played Doomcutie or seen her play Forza, but she will smoke anybody that plays her. I can guarantee you she will burn you up in Forza, as well as other great games too. So please, if you get a chance, click on that. Help them get the subscriber base up. They need to get at least 500, I think, or 1,000 to get where they need to be. And they are, they've got some big, I guess sponsors that are joining them, which is pretty cool. Engato is one of their sponsors, which is not too shabby to have them as a sponsor for your podcast. So definitely go check them out. The information is on the front of the screen there, and then also it's in the chat.
And don't listen to Risk It.
Yo,
And,
that's fire. That's fire.
Don't listen to Risk It Slander.
listen to that.
That's
Might be
fire.
always against thing. Dot, 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 dot.
Man, that's fire. And I salute
He's
and I
allowed to talk
support
that
what she's
trash.
doing. I support what she's doing.
Risk it.
Yeah.
Back in the day, back in the OG Xbox days,
Yeah.
and even in the 360, but the OG Xbox days on Halo 2, I was a part of a clan, and we used to play big team battle in Halo 2, and we ran into the PMS clan, which is man, that was our first time. That was our first time we were playing it. And I didn't even know about them. That was my first time getting an introduction into them. And it's a clan of all women, right? And at the time, after the battle, it aged from 10 years old to 76, right?
Jesus.
So the youngest and the highest was like 76. A clan of female gamers. And when I tell you,
I love the name.
When I tell you, these females were no joke. They smoked us. They laughed. They laughed about it at the end. And we had a nice conversation learning about them. Then because we was always respectful. But I did have an incident on Gears, right? Where I went into was put with some random people. We did our thing, whooped the bam. And then afterwards, in the lobby, one of the players on our team was a female, right? And as soon as she said something and the other team knew that she was a female, the disrespect.
Wow.
Disrespect. And what I was told, and she was like, see, this is the reason why most females, when they play games online, they don't
keep their stuff off.
They keep their mic mute.
We gotta cut that shit out, guys.
Yeah, for things like that. But let me tell you something. Yeah. They was mad at her because she was
smoking them.
You're right. Like, are you cheating? Yeah.
She was good because even when she said something, I found that I said, "Oh, you a woman, huh?" And she did her thing. And then after they left, I gave her respect. I saluted her, whooped the bam. And then she sent me a friend request. I had about 2, 3, maybe 4 females on my friends list, and they all said the same thing. We don't say no, we mute our mics because soon we say something, disrespect, sexual, and doing all that stuff.
Like instantly.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I salute what she's doing, man, in respect to her.
Yeah, amazing member of the community, and it's awesome. And again, thank you so much for being here. Rhetri, do we want to go cover anything else? We want to go ahead and just wrap it up.
I think we'll wrap it up. I can bring some of this other stuff over to another show. So yeah, I think we've gone over our normal time. Thank you so much, Post Up, for hopping on here and giving us the lowdown on the ABK situation and Microsoft merger. It was good to have this talk, and I'm gonna reiterate, like a Post Up. And guys, we got to treat females better, man, online. Like,
Amen.
You know what I mean? It's not just the young guys doing it. I'm seeing fucking grown ass men do this shit, and it's
exactly
beyond ridiculous. You wouldn't treat your mother like that. I hope not. Wouldn't treat your girlfriend or your wife like that. So just be respectful. And I can tell you right now, we have our Discord community, and I game with females, and if that shit happens under my watch, you're fucking done. Like, that ain't, I don't put up with that crap or any of that racial BS either. So, we try to keep, just have a good time. That's what this whole thing is about. Like, gaming should be about having fun. You shouldn't have to go on into gaming and get harassed. It's it's not.
Look at Umbra laughing at me. Hey, Umbra, you need to look into the PMS clan. They've been around. Yeah,
so you're gonna get smoked, Umbra.
They've been around for a minute.
I know he thinks he's so good at Halo.
They've been in competitions too. They active. Like, they've been around for a minute. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I knew exactly who we were talking about. As soon as you said that, I knew exactly who you were talking about, dude.
Yeah, they're very known throughout the community. Yeah. And let me tell you something. They got that work. They got that work. And most of them, they have PMS in their gamer tag. So
such a good name.
I
love it. It's like own it. Yeah, we got PMS and we're gonna smoke you. Oh man. Yeah, see, risk it. Yeah, okay. Maybe I should clarify. That's exactly like what our Discord is about. I'm an equal opportunity harasser. I don't care who you are. So yeah, we'll treat the females just like we will the guys. So yeah, you might get harassed a little bit, but we're not going to treat you any differently. Maybe I should have said that. So yeah, risk it. I'll harass you regardless of gender, color, or creed. I love that. Absolutely.
No, you're right. Risk it, because let me tell you something. Like, them Halo lobbies. People thought that type of harassment started with COD. No, being on Halo 2 back in the day.
Mm-hmm. You wouldn't survive those days.
Yeah, being on Halo 2 back in the day. It started way before. It started way before COD. But shout out to Risk It, man, because that's definitely what it is. Everybody go through it. Everybody go through it.
I hate enigmatic. I hate everyone equally. Exactly.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. I do want to make sure that I put it in the chat as well. I think Rhetri has as well too. But Rhetri has his own YouTube channel, and he is extremely close to 500. So we need to make sure that go over there and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and he has some great content. But that's going to open things up for him, because he also has some other show ideas that he wants to do, and we're going to support that 1,000% because he is such an amazing content provider, and I feel very blessed to have him as part of this show. So just want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to.
And thank you, YouTube, for lowering your standards for people like me. I appreciate that.
Hey, that came in clutch, didn't it, Reach?
Yeah. I was like, ooh, you sent that to me. I thought it was fake for a second. I was like, thank you, YouTube. Looking up for the little guy.
Exactly. Because, I mean, you're super close to 500, if not already there. That's true. So, but please, everybody, get a chance. Just go over and hit the subscribe button for him, man. He is amazing. And post up again. Tell everybody where they can find you real quick.
Oh, yeah. You can find me on Twitter at postup_SOG. You can follow me there if you want all the updates regarding Microsoft and the ABK merger. Then you also can tune in on YouTube every Saturday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Got a podcast called State of Gaming. You can search in YouTube State of Gaming, or you can search Post Up. It'll come up either or. Definitely vibe with us. I'm starting to be going more live, being more consistent. So going live throughout the week and stuff like that, because a lot of people reaching out. We can't wait till Saturday. If you're going live today, post. So definitely go over there and support the channel, subscribe, watch some of the content, hit the like button. And we for the party all the way into the next generation, because we already know the mother guys ain't got the content we got. We got content all the way into the next console cycle. Let's go.
I love it. Right. I love it. I'm
finna get out of here. Let me get to this family. But thank you all so much. Okay?
Thank you so much, buddy. We appreciate you more than you know. Thank you, sir. All right. So as we one thing I do want to thank, we had PTK BLAM on the first hour. And his all his information, as well as Post Up's information, is in the description below. So please don't forget to check that. Click on those links, like those people, subscribe to those channels. Doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. If you get a chance, hit the bell icon so that you can you never have to miss any other content. We've been so blessed to have some amazing people on this channel, and people in chat tonight. I mean, like Infinite Umbra, Kay Asante, Boss My Lethal Papa, so many others. We appreciate every single one of you. All the super chats tonight. Thank you so much. Enigmatic Dreams, thank you so much, sir, for being here. It's been great. Rhetri, tell everybody where they can find you as we walk out the door.
Sure, yeah. So on Twitter, because someone stole my damn name, it is Game Pass _daily. I put a lot more content on Twitter just because I like to do like quick posts, and if you want like more content more often, that's probably the place to go. But of course, obviously, I put it in the chat way too many times. You can subscribe to me. It's Game Pass Daily there. And on Tuesdays, I'm with my boys doing Xbox Factor podcast. I can't talk, excuse me, with Boom, Umbra, and Danny every Tuesday. And of course, come back every Sunday, guys, at 7 p.m. for the Gamers Council with my buddy WEBDAVE. And I appreciate you guys all hanging out with us. This is probably the longest show we've ever done, Dave. I don't know, but Thank you all for the super chats. Thank you for coming out tonight. It was a great conversation. Sorry, Doomcutie couldn't make it. Obviously, you know what happened with that situation. But make no mistake, she will definitely be back on this channel without a doubt. So
yeah, in a future episode, I'm sure. And as we wrap things up, but tonight I think it's fitting as the last thing we do here. We want to hear from Phil Spencer real quick.
This is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists.
Everywhere.
Have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here at Gamers Council.